this dude.
Hey, welcome to the Fuck Around and Find Out podcast. Today's our normal, everyday, something like normal-ish podcast.
Craziness.
Yeah. Today we're going to be talking about how to grow from the very start to the end to get to your harvest from, like, you're explaining it to a novice, and your good old Farrell here is playing the novice. It's going to be fantastic. Let's see if our crowd of people, we have Trim over there, we have Deadpool, we have Shine So Bright, and we have Mike O'Nutty. And we're going to see if these gentlemen can put up with explaining to me how to fucking grow.
Uncle Ben's
I have a
incoming.
mute button for you.
All right. So I'm just going to knock on the door. Hi, everybody. My name is Farrell. I'm from Reddit, and I want to learn how to grow the magic shrooms.
You should have read the goddamn fucking forums, dude. Read the forums.
Why didn't you go to Shroomery?
Yeah, why didn't you go to read the forums?
Shroomery told me about the Reddits, and I was on the Reddits.
How many
And
bags of
Reddit-
Uncle Ben's have you bought?
I went to Walmart, but we only have one of them little neighborhood Walmarts, and they only had 12 bags. I bought them all, but I bought the non-name brand one. It has parsley in it. Is that going to work?
Absolutely. Absolutely not.
Yeah, you want to avoid
have-
flavor.
I have no idea what you're even talking about right now.
Let's say if you're doing the low end spectrum and you only want to invest the bare minimum, and you do Uncle Ben's, you want to make sure that bag is nice and tight, and a little air hole, and only a little bit of LC because it's already wet as fuck.
So I
We're
want
talking
you
like
to
wet,
teach-
like a virgin on prom night? Wet or moist?
I'm confused. Are we talking about mushrooms?
First thing I want to ask you is, what do
Maybe.
you want to grow? You want to grow mushrooms?
I want to grow the kind that can get me, like, I can trade to my neighbor next door for head because
Okay.
I'm lonely. And
Wait a second.
Oh, well,
Listen
I
here,
got
goat
you.
boy.
You're an expert
She's
here.
I see what's happening right now. I see there's a goat boy over there.
First of all, let me ask you, do you take regular showers?
Do you
Only
wear gloves with ice?
occasionally, because I do not have any form of employment.
First thing you need to do is learn how to be clean. Before you even think about growing a mushroom, you've got to learn to be clean.
Does it count if I think clean thoughts according to my pastor?
Only if you douse them in isopropyl alcohol 2 times a day.
Not if you're talking about my pastor, that dirty bastard. All right, hold on. All right, let's go.
Seriously, number
Yeah,
one thing, you got to be clean. I mean, before you'll never
Sterile
ever grow
tech.
mushrooms until you learn to be clean.
Sterile tech is going to be the most important weapon you have against TAMs.
Well, can I
Basically, the
just
Karens
clean
of the
like,
mycology world.
can I just clean like one room, like my bathroom, and do everything in there?
It's a gamble. If you can keep to one area and you stay in one area with low air movement, and
No
you
air movement.
spray
No
no air movement, and you spray your air with ISO and work quickly and efficiently where you're not dusting shit around, you can get away with it.
But you're going to need that bathroom to take your shower, sir.
What about when I shit?
Just do it right over the toilet. It adds a nice flavor. The mushrooms like it. A little poo in the mycelium.
Nice.
I have been working all my hover potty. I could.
You need to
All
get
right, hold on.
yourself a clear tote, like from Walmart,
I don't have a goddamn
Okay.
computer to do my damn goat bleed.
a decent sized clear tote, and you're going to cut holes in the side of that tote, or you can set it on a table and hang it off the edge if you're triple jointed like Deadpool.
You mean
Listen,
like
That
with
T-Rex tech,
T-Rex heads?
T-Rex tech is perfect for when you need a small little area to do work because it's sealed. There's hardly any room, so you fuck around with shit that you don't want anywhere near anything else. You clean it first. You clean yourself. You do your job, and then it's easy to destroy it. A little bit of gasoline in a match.
I'll just want to make mushrooms. How do I go about getting the mushroom seeds?
From a mushroom plant, of course.
I fucking hate you. I fucking hate you. All right. So
Okay.
your best bet here: seeds, spores, whatever you want to call them today. Your best bet: go online. Go to anything, spores.com. You got any of those big sites. You can go to any Reddit, maybe trade for some swabs of mascara, or you can trade for prints for whatever cactus seeds you just pulled out of your aquarium. Who the fuck knows? But any kind of print, you could go for a multi-spore syringe. Put that to brain.
So now the pirate ship company has brought me my prints and my syringes and a swab that is kind of pinkish in color. I think it might be rouge.
Well, is it what is the name of the culture? Is it Red Boy? Is it Rusty White?
It says Enigma.
Take that
They
and shove
lied
it
to
right
you.
in your ass. Because that's Enigma.
They
The
lied
question
to
is, I've had
you.
these-
You need to
I've
go
actually
call
had
somebody
these
else.
questions before. Have you been writing these questions down from all the fun? It's like nothing more than spores from a sporeless culture.
Although I heard there's a secret project going on that, but we
There might be.
we
There
digress.
might be.
We digress.
Now he's got the go bleed. Now he has it. He's talking like a goddamn tardo. Yeah. All right.
So I've got my spores and I have some in a syringe, but I cannot visibly see clumps of spores in the syringe, but it is from a name brand dealer.
You're still going to
I
have
think
plenty of
there might
spores
be
in that
spores.
syringe. There's going to be plenty of spores in there. Spores you can't see with the naked eye until they clump up. You'll be fine.
Now, do I
Shake it up.
just inject this into a bag?
In my opinion, you need to take that spore syringe and put it in a drawer until you get the proper supplies ready. Don't even open it yet. You
Okay.
can't just magically have them grow out of your syringe. You need to be prepared for it.
And what's
Now,
the first step?
My first step is to ask you, how many mushrooms are you planning on growing? Do you need a bunch? Do you need just a few?
Are you wanting to
I
start
just want
farming?
to have some.
Just enough for yourself? Do you
Yeah,
own a
maybe.
Do you own a pressure canner?
Oh, yeah, my grandma gave it to me when she died of the cholera.
Perfect. So I'm going to have to give you a little shopping list
Okay.
if you want to do this properly.
No, spend some money.
You're going to need a little bit of vinegar. You're going to need some 70% isopropyl rubbing alcohol.
Don't drink that, right?
Don't drink it. Don't drink it.
Okay.
Little sip.
You're going to need some sort of a heat source, like a propane torch or even
I
an
like
alcohol
fire.
lamp. Okay.
Oh, I like fire. Oh, yeah, I got that.
And maybe if you're rich, maybe get yourself a scalpel or some tweezers.
Yeah, I got some of them. I got an X-Acto knife.
If it's metal, it'll work.
Oh, it's metal as hell. Can't put it in the microwave. I tried.
Man, you got a sexy accent, by the way. I just want to say that. So you got your tote. Did you cut some holes in the sides of it yet?
No, I heated up accidentally. I put a coffee can up there full of lard fat and on the stove, and it got real hot. And I was like, "Oh hell, damn, that's a pretty good size hole." And I just burned right through the side of that plastic container.
That works. So now you got a tote. You got your mic or your alcohol. That's what you're going to be using to disinfect everything, right? Spray it all inside.
Got it.
Right. Don't drink it. Put it on your hands. This is after you wash your hands and your ass and whatever else, you want to be clean. Okay, guys, I'm going to need you to step in. Should we do them with agar or should we have them do BRF?
What is agar?
Agar it's similar to Jell-O, but it's a little thicker. It doesn't melt in the heat like Jell-O does.
And at this point, you'd be probably buying pre-poured plates, which you could probably source. I mean, you could potentially do like a one-stop shop. Some of the places online offer, grain, syringes, everything you need to start. But, I mean, in that case, you're really looking at sterility. You want to be clean. But with going other routes, if you're trying to if you're doing the incentive of making the agar and going that far with it, it depends on how much incentive you have.
Right. We
Reddit
need
was
to
saying-
figure out exactly how far he wants to go. Do we want to do PF Tech is what I'm getting at, or should we go ahead?
Reddit was that's that thing that Reddit was saying is PF Tech. That's that thing that Reddit was saying I should start with because it doesn't contaminate easy.
Well, I know a guy named Wade Watts, and I think he's the man that can tell you all about that because he's an expert on it.
Oh, he knows.
Does anybody know Wade Watts? Is he in here by any chance? Oh, shoot, we lost him. Never mind.
No.
Dadgummit.
He should come back.
Okay. Well, you're going to need to get yourself some brown rice flour also.
Okay.
You got that?
Yeah, no problem. They got down there to Kroger.
And you got yourself some agar. Do you have any grains available where you live? You got any home brewing shops or anything like that?
Yeah, we're out here in the middle of nowhere. We got all sorts of things. We got the Tractor Supply.
Okay, we don't need the grains for this. I'm just asking for future reference because there's more than one way to skin the cat, as you would say.
Yeah, I should know. Grandma does it all the time.
Does she?
Yeah.
See,
neighbor cats.
What I'm telling you about is a method called PF Tech. It's a good beginner way to get mushrooms right off the bat. It's not the most prolific. You're not going to get tons of mushrooms out of it, but it's a good way to start.
I just want to eat something that's going to make me feel good and make me stop thinking about all these weird thoughts I have in my head. Like I read a story about licking a toad once, and I tried to lick a toad, and it gave me diarrhea.
So you got yourself some mason jars, I'm assuming, since you got a canner.
Oh, the best kind of mason jars, Kerr and ball jars.
Right. You have a way to pop a hole in a lid of a jar, by any chance?
Oh, yeah. No, there's all sorts of ways. You can use an ice pick. I got a screwdriver. Yeah, I got all sorts of things, pointy things.
You got plenty of Band-Aids, right?
I had a Band-Aid. I just use electrical tape now.
And now I need you to go to the garden center and get something called vermiculite next.
Vermiculite. Is that expanded stone stuff that's kind of shiny?
Very similar. Yes, sir. It's a type of rock. Yep. Mushrooms eat rocks, so don't worry. It'll be okay.
Fantastic. I got some.
All righty. So what we're going to do is we're going to start preparing our jars, right? You're going to drill a hole or pop a hole in the top of your jar. And then, I forgot one more thing. You're going to need something called micro pore tape from the Band-Aid aisle at Walmart.
I made a hole.
You made a hole. Perfect. How am I the one talking about BRF? Okay. He better get his butt back in here. All right.
It's likely that he lost because
I'm going to step out of character for just a second here and let y'all know I have never done BRF in my life. So, okay.
You have two other people. They just don't talk much.
I know.
I have never done it myself, so I don't even know where to contribute on that one. I went right to.
Am I the only motherfucker here that's actually done PF Tech?
Oh, well, the other fellow dropped out of our chat temporarily. He has bad internet.
Well, I think that there might have been that big old ice storm he's got up there. That
it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting
That's
weather.
what you get for living with the fucking penguins and shit.
That man is so dedicated. We were going to have a show last night. He was standing out in a field in a snowstorm just to talk to us.
Oh, God. Oh, making holes in your lid. Feels good. Stab at something.
All right. Now, the old-fashioned way of doing PF Tech is you're going to have two holes. One, you're going to put some micropore tape over it. That's going to allow just a little bit of air to flow through it. And the other one, if you don't have the self-healing injection ports, you could just put a dab of silicone rubber on it and let it dry. Good.
The RTV high-temperature silicone.
Yes, sir. And then you're going to mix together, I don't know the exact numbers, but you're going to mix together some brown rice flour and vermiculite. And then add water to it until it gets what we call field capacity. That's where if you take a handful of it and squeeze it really hard, you're only going to get a couple drops of moisture out of it.
I think it's probably like 1-to-1 by weight.
Right.
I have in book, it says somewhere. I do not know though.
But that's what they call field capacity. You'll hear that as you read about mushrooms because you're going to be obsessed with it if you get into this hobby. That's just normal.
You bit with bug, it does not stop. Kind of like the herpeter.
Right. So then you're going to fill all your jars that you made with the holes in the lids and everything about 1/2 to 3/4 full of this mixture we just made, right?
It sounds good. I'm following. I got it done.
Then you're going to stack all them bad boys in your pressure cooker with, you're going to have what they call that space right at the bottom. It's called a trivet if you want to be fancy.
We just called it a trivet.
Yeah, there you go. And you're going to put some water in the bottom of that pressure cooker, right? So you got all your jars in there, and you're also going to cover your jars loosely with aluminum foil to keep any moisture from going in them. Me, myself, personally, I like to put a little bit of vinegar in my pressure cooker to keep my jars from getting cloudy whenever they're in there. Depends on how good your water is, whether you need to do that or not.
Grandma does that with her jars for the jam and shit, and it keeps it so that it's nice and pretty, and she can see everything that's inside it, and that's how she wins every year to County Fair.
So you got your pressure cooker all loaded with these jars with that mixture in it. You're going to seal it all up, and you're going to bring it up to temperature, let it vent for a little while, then close the vent down. You're going to pressure cook that at 15 psi for at least 90 minutes to up to 120 minutes. Just make sure you have enough water in there that doesn't go dry. That's the main thing. You don't want to fill it with water either, though. You want just enough so you don't run out of water.
Okay. We're there.
Now, once that's all done, you're going to let your pressure cooker come back down to room temperature normally. Just let your jars cool overnight. Don't mess with them that day. At least overnight, if not a day or two. Once they're all cooled off, that's when it's time to pull out you lay out your jars inside your sterile container. You sterilize everything. You sterilize yourself. And then you put your little spore syringe inside your little still air box.
What happens if I want to have babies one day? I don't have to use a bander or anything, do I?
A what?
Bander or the Baduzzo? You just mean my hands, right? Not my special bits.
Oh, are you trying to tell me you need to put on gloves? Yes,
we keep losing people.
We're killing them. We're killing them all. Yes, if you have your rubber kitchen gloves, put them suckers on before you start. Yeah, when you're coming clean, and you got your shower before you started all this, of course.
Yep, it was Sunday.
So you got your jars inside your still air box. You have your spore syringe. I keep hearing these beeps. They throw me off.
People keep leaving.
You pull the cap off your spore syringe, and then this is going to take a little bit of talent. You got to be careful and don't do like some people I know and squirt your whole syringe into first jar. You just want a few drops into each jar after you shook up that syringe and squirted it in there. A little bit at a time.
It's soaking. Like when you're in Good Mormon and you soak so you don't thrust.
Yeah, okay. You don't want to put a lot in there.
Jesus fuck. I would have help for that. God.
I know this is crazy. So once you do that, you're going to put these your jars somewhere at room temperature, and you're going to wait until they turn white.
Not green.
Not green, hopefully. If they turn any other colors, you had a bad batch. They're going to turn nice and pretty and white. It's going to take a while. I mean, up to 2 weeks.
That sounds a little bit racist.
We're no friend of green.
So after a couple of weeks of being in the jars, let's hope we got a bunch of good ones. Because, you never know with the spores range. They could have some bad stuff in there with them. So, it's a shot in the dark at this. But brown rice tends to avoid a lot of these problems. But you're going to open them up and you're going to take them cakes out, right? And you're going to submerge them in some nice, clean, cold water. Not something that came with a bunch of daggum chlorine in it or anything. Some nice, cool water. Dunk them in that water.
Boiled, sterile well water.
That'll work perfectly. As long as it's not still boiling. Gotcha.
No, of course.
Yeah.
Baptism by fire.
Right. So once you had them soaked for a while, you're going to roll them in vermiculite, just like you're coating the outside of a donut or something. Right? Get them all nice and coated.
Sparkly.
Yes, sir. They're going to be pretty. And
best episode ever. Fucking ass.
And now once these cakes are all crusted up and looking pretty, look like a crab cake, you know, you're going to set them inside of another tote that has some hydrated, what's that white stuff?
Perlite?
Perlite in it. Hydrated perlite at the bottom.
No, that wasn't what I was thinking.
I should have had you make this tote ahead of time, but since we're just talking about it, this tote is going to have a whole bunch of holes drilled in it normally, just to get some airflow through it, but not too much.
Okay. Yeah, because they have to breathe.
You're gonna put about an 1 or 2 inch thick layer of perlite that's been moistened really well at the bottom of it. And then me personally, I like to take a little square of aluminum foil and set it underneath my cakes so they're not like sticking to the perlite.
Oh, that's smart.
Mm-hmm. And you're gonna set them in there, make sure that they're ready to go, and within I don't even know how long it'll take, but a few days, you should start seeing little baby mushrooms growing out of it.
Well, that don't seem that hard at all.
It's not. It's not. There's a lot that can go wrong, though. But, you know, that's one thing. If you're going to get in this hobby, one thing you're going to have to learn to accept is failure.
Told me that there's something called boofing. Am I supposed to boof them at this point? Or do
I'm sorry. I got to step out of here. I cannot condone the boofing.
I wouldn't personally recommend shoving any fungi into the anal cavity. But
boofing is in your outer hole?
Oh,
that's where
it's an exit hole.
Oh shit. I've used that wrong my whole week. Man, I thought it was some sort of interesting word for eating. I done told the pastor that I'm gonna boof the sacrament.
Was he waiting for you to take off your pants? Was he just?
He got excited. Told me to stay after to see Jesus.
You must be Catholic.
We're gonna fucking burn for this fucking episode. Okay, we've got PF Tech. PF Tech, everybody. Give PF Tech a round. We fucking nailed it. We can't nail PF Tech any better than that.
That was horrible.
That was glorious. Are you kidding me? I fucked with you the whole time. And you unwaveringly, like the badass teacher you are, fucking put up with it.
Yeah, I did a lab cast. I'm back now. I couldn't do it.
You left me hanging, man. I tried to call you in.
I wanted to shoot myself in the face.
I tried to tap you in to get me out of this, and you just left me.
I left. I actually texted Trim. I'm like, dude, that is crazy dumb, man. I gotta go. I'm in Labcast.
Oh no, you're gonna have to listen to it later. It was glorious.
You know, I'm trying to give out instructions for a tech I've never even done. It was horrible.
Yes, and nobody did it really well, and the whole time I'm trying to boof it or play like Jethro. Oh, sorry. Oh, that hurts. I haven't laughed that hard in days, weeks, probably. Oh, it hurts.
Okay. Now, you know what I need to do? I need to do some PF Tech so I can be more in.
PF Tech is super, super easy, man.
Oh, I know. I just never got around doing it.
You freaking nailed it. Like, you did a great job of explaining it. People should be able to pick it up from there.
Cool.
It probably would have been easier just to do a fucking PF Tech show.
No, there's plenty of time.
Now, you do a lot of PF, don't you, be at Deadpool?
Yeah. I mean, if I get something from somebody with an MSS or something, I definitely will throw it through PF only because
you didn't just take a break to do cocaine because you're just talking fast.
Well, I could see that. It's a really good way to get
right in your fucking ear.
Right. I could see where it'd be really handy, even not just with spores, but even like a culture in there, just to test the mushrooms,
No, exactly, because it is so small. What's going to end up happening? It's going to colonize faster. It's going to fruit faster. So if you're pheno hunting, it's basically a miniature shoebox. So you know how fast shoeboxes come through.
Oh yeah.
The PF techs are going to come through twice as fast.
We did the PF tech with the monstrosity grow, and it was like bam, 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 bam to look for phenos.
Oh, absolutely. I did. I had I did 4 PF techs as part of my my startup. 4 PF techs and like 6 grain jars.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Where would you recommend somebody goes from PF tech once they figure it out?
Well, now with the bags, I would go definitely. If they're depending on the sterile tech, because if they haven't got their sterile game yet, I would definitely probably say bags.
Yeah, all bags are a lot more forgiving than tubs for sure.
Because if you have an all-in-one bag, like I make them, Farrell makes them. I don't know if Trim, you've ever made an all-in-one bag.
But, no, I have not.
I mean,
I always made my own stuff. So.
Right. Yeah. But no, I mean, actually make them. You can actually make them and throw them and let them just do their thing. But,
you mean like you pretty much just colonize right into
exactly, and then when it's done, you just scrunch it up and then leave it back on the shelf, but you've never opened the bag.
Yeah, ever.
I made some rusty whites that way once by accident. Okay.
Yeah, you never have to if you do it all in one bag and you do it right. And the best way I see a lot of people do their grain first and then their substrate, but when you're trying to mix it, everything wants to mix from the bottom to the top. So it's easier if you because your top part has the most dead space, right? The tall part of the bag. I find it's a lot easier if you put your substrate down and then like a layer of either like real thin cardboard or like aspen wood chips, like for like a rabbits or guinea pigs or some shit. Yeah, and then put put your grain on top. And then once you PC it and everything, you have it folded over. Well, you inject your grain that's on top, with your liquid culture or whatever you're growing. Then when you go to squish it up and turn it over, the grain turns under the bag. Does that make sense? It makes it a lot easier to mix in. It tends to go along the long, empty side as it turns. And then you can just roll the bag back and forth on a table lengthwise and get it all mixed up real easier than trying to mix it from the bottom to the top. It's much easier to mix it from the top to the bottom by flipping it end over end.
Yeah, and bags are just like jars. You need to leave a little room in them. Don't fill them to the top.
Oh, yeah, it's called a Michael Quart. You fill a thing up to the edge of where it starts to flip over. It's basically 3/4.
You stay under the filter patch. Stay well under the filter patch.
Yeah, no kissing the filter patch. Don't get too close.
And don't try to sniff it. It's not scratch and sniff.
A little too much scratching
all the time.
And no, for anybody who's listening, you can technically do PF Tech without a pressure cooker too.
Yeah, you can steam them things up.
Yeah, because it's so resistant to any sort of contamination. There's really nothing in there. The whole top layer, water boiling.
Yeah, the whole top layer between the jar lid and the actual substrate, you have just to vermiculate with no brown rice flour in there. So it's basically that is a filter patch, but it's a 1/4-inch filter patch.
Shotty ain't said a word. Did y'all do to him?
I'm so sorry. I got lost in the PF Tech debauchery.
I'm sorry.
He's alive.
It's all right. I left too.
Fucking glorious.
I literally shit myself a little fucking listening to some of the shit though. That shit was hilarious.
Okay, who wants?
I don't know how Trim went through with it. You are obviously made to be a teacher, dude. Because I would have stabbed him.
Who wants to try to teach me how to make grain spawn?
All right, I'll be back in 30 minutes.
Not it.
Don't you fucking dare, Deadpool. You're the grain spell master. You learned from the best.
I'll teach you how to make grain spell, motherfucker.
All right. Okay. But you can't talk so fast. It hurts. Hurts my brain.
Got it.
Are you ready for some lovin'?
Oh. Take it low.
All right.
I'm going to turn around on you. I'm going to jump in here and fuck with you.
All right. So here we go. Now, oats. What do you have? Do you have? I'm gonna walk you through oats.
I got lots of oats. Yeah, we feed them to the mules. Yeah,
that's perfect. What I want you to do is grab those oats. All right, and then just rinse them. Use your fucking garden hose. Use the sink in your fucking outhouse. Whichever one you got.
But not your hose.
No. Well, maybe the first round that'd be fine.
Personal hose.
Yeah, the first round will be okay because you're gonna do it 2 more times. I want 3 rinses so that when you can fill it with water, you can see the grain through the water. Now you know it's clean.
Why are you rinsing it?
Now, the whole time that you are you're basically cleaning these, but because you are using the outside shit, it's gonna be dirty. It's been outside, so let's give it a little bit of cleaning. If it's from a bag, Tractor Supply, sponsor, but if it's from like Tractor Supply, it'll be decent. So you don't need to. What I do is I put in a colander and I shake it through, and it just gets out some of the dust because I do find when you jar these things up, it will start to muck up, and it does. It just makes everything stick together instead of being real nice and loose and being able to break it up. But go ahead and rinse that stuff out. And the whole time you're doing this, you want a big pot of water boiling. Rolling boil. Now, what I do is I add coffee. It's a big no-no for a lot of people, but I've been doing it the millennium. So 23 years? And my contam rate is pretty fucking low. So it's whatever you're doing. It's not right. But I take a handful, not a tiny handful, a regular handful, toss that in a huge bucket. Not a huge bucket, the huge.
You sound like you got big hands, mister.
Oh, I do. I have huge hands. But basically, when it comes to a rolling boil.
Who has big hands, right?
He has big expectations.
He wears big gloves.
Yeah, right. So when it's a rolling boil, you clean these out. You're now draining these grain. Just drain them. You don't need any of that clean water. You're going to go ahead and throw in handful of coffee, spent coffee grain, not stuff out of the new jar, and throw that in there.
Out of
and
the
if you
percolator.
That's fine. That's go ahead and empty the bottom of that out into onto a paper plate and drain all the water off. And that'll work for you. Or even just use a fucking paper towel. You're just trying to get the grains out. That's it. Now, once you're done with that, throw the coffee in. If you have a Tops or Kroger's or whatever those fucking stores are that sells groceries, they have these things. No, you know what? Let's not even worry about that. Or gypsum. Gypsum's that's an iffy thing. You have any drywall in your house there, Hillbilly?
We have plaster over chicken wire, but I can find some. I think the church has a little bit.
Yeah, go in the corner, kick that fucking church wall, and bring home just a couple of chunks of drywall. Now, I just grind it.
I can put that in my Bible bag. I got it.
Don't use the drywall out of the bathroom.
You can do that. It's fine. I don't care where you get the drywall from.
The green stuff?
You're not going to be able to kick that.
Oh, okay.
You can kick that. Kickable.
I want to break some toes.
So, right? Crinkle that shit up, and you want a small, tiny handful. Just toss that in there. Let it come back up the rolling boil. Good.
One of those people with one of them cursed hands.
It's my best, my good hand, my good arm.
My strong
It's pointing at you and them.
Mama says it's not good to stare, but it's real hard.
I don't know who you're looking at right now. Is it me or Trim? So once it comes to a rolling boil, dump the grain in. All right. and stir it all up. You want to stir it for a good 30 seconds. You want to get that coffee, all the grains, evenly distributed through the water, because those grains are going to expand twice as much. So depending on what you have, now I don't know because I left, but do you have a pressure cooker?
Yes.
Okay,
I got
perfect.
it from Grandma.
All right. Now, so you're going to go ahead. Actually, you don't even worry about that yet. Once it goes from roaring boil, stir it. After about 5 minutes, turn off the heat and go ahead and leave it sit between 3 and 4 hours and just let it absorb everything. After that 4 hours, what I want you to do is empty out the water and set the grain in either a bucket or a cooler. Anything will work, but just know you don't want it sitting in a fucking tub of water. You just want to get all the really excessive water out of there. And that is going to go ahead and allow it to go ahead and, well, whatever you haven't killed off in the boil is going to start blooming. So when we pressure cook that grain, it's going to go ahead and kill it. You're basically making peptone, which is basically dead bacteria. You know,
That's a $5 word.
Yeah, right. Peptone or bacteria.
Both of them have the same syllables. God taught me peptone, bacteria. Oh shit! I can count to 3.
Nice. But once you get all that set up, you're going to want to lay all these grains out. All right, you're going to lay them on a window screen is what I use. Actually, I don't use a window screen. I use a screen door screen, and I lay them all out.
That's going to make a lot of people real sour.
Not really. Actually, if it's done right, and these people that are with you aren't complete douchebags, they're going to enjoy the smell of oats. Unless you let it sit too long, then it might be a little tangy. Now that I'm thinking about it, I've got a fan blowing on grain right now in the other room that I've had going for a couple of hours that I forgot all about. Shit. But all right, so fuck. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah. So you're gonna and the best way to do this, you lay them out on the screen. You blow a fan over them. Walk away for 30 minutes. Come back. Go ahead and you just scoop all the grain into a pile again. Basically,
how many beer is 30 minutes?
1 beer equals 15 minutes. So 2 beers.
Oh, okay, 2 beers.
How tall are these beers?
I'm just doing a regular beer.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Or one Jack or one Jack and Coke. I prefer the Jack and Coke.
Fair enough. Well, one cut case.
Standard American measurements. That's pretty standard American measurements.
Fair enough.
Right, exactly. So 2 drinks later, come back. Then you pull all the grain together. This is going to redistribute all the water that is on the bottom and in between the grains, because you want to get them out as flat as possible in the beginning. The fan, if you lift up one end of the screen, the fan will blow down the top and the bottom, getting it dry
that's
faster.
Fancy trick.
Right. Now, you go ahead and you put them all back into the pile, redistributes it, then you just lay it out flat again. All right, walk away, another 2 beers, another 2 drinks. Come back. Do this 3 times. And the third time,
you're stumbling.
Go ahead, you're gonna this is fun anyway, right? So
you're only gonna stumble if you're under 12. By the time you're 12, you can hold your liquor.
Yeah, 6 drinks is nothing. I could do that when I was 5.
Yeah.
But
we
after
didn't
the third
obviously
time,
go to the same church.
Yeah.
You're going with a weak ass freaking people can't hold their damn liquor.
They can hold their drywall.
I don't know. I did the math. What's that? 8 drinks for doing drying the grain?
That's 6.
We're at
That's
6.
6. Oh, there's my bad.
I counted all 6 on
He
one
counted.
hand.
He's up to 6. So,
Son of a bitch.
all right. Okay. So now after that, you come back. You should be able to take your 6-fingered hand after you've killed my father and fucking the Princess Bride.
Yes, I should get fucking points for Princess Bride.
You killed my
The
father.
6-fingered man. You killed my
father. You killed my father.
Inconceivable. But so
that was really good.
I don't think that word means what you think it does.
Excellent movie.
Right?
Oh yeah.
You're back on my good list, Farrell, for bringing me into the fucking the Princess Bride. Okay, so after you come back, after sometimes 4 times. What happened?
What about the rodents of unusual sizes?
Oh well, they don't really exist.
Could you imagine mushrooms in those
seen
forests?
I mean, we're talking about the lightning sand or the.
No, they're rodents of unusual size.
Yes, ROUSs.
Swamp rats. Yes.
Yeah, the lightning sand, ROUSs, and the what's the other one? The fire moss or something.
Firebog.
Yeah, but anyways, when you come back to the third time, sometimes a lot of times it might take 4. Can only come back 15 minutes later. 1 drink, only 1 drink away. Now, if you take a scoop afterwards, and you, with your hand, your 6-fingered fucking father-killing hand, you open it up and drop the grain. Now, if you only have like 1 or 2 grains sticking to your hand, you're good to go. But if it looks like you just jerked off a fucking penguin, wait another 15 minutes. Let another 15 minutes.
He came back?
Right? Let it come. I never left again. I stuck it out this time.
No, the penguin came back.
Remember, you said if you throw the penguin off a cliff, it'll come back. It was meant to be.
Now that's a callback.
Right? Here we go. Now, if you go, if you got motherfucker, that penguin's got to be on the goddamn picture for this fucking.
It's gonna be on a shirt, dude. It's gonna be on a fucking. We need a shirt that says the penguin. If you love the penguin,
I love my penguin.
Now, while you're getting ready with this done, here's my plan. I want you to get your pressure cooker. I want you to fill it up with 3 quarts of water.
Okay.
And I want you to turn it on while you're jarring up everything. Because while that is heating up the water, everything else, you're going to be filling up the jars. Now, I don't know exactly how many you want to do, but if you want to do a pressure cooker, let's just say you're putting 6 in your pressure cooker, only because it's easier. You're going to take 3 quarts of your grain, of your oats. That will give you the exact amount for 6 jars. Basically, just double up. Now, you're going to want to go ahead and fill up these jars while the pressure cooker's heating up. Do you have filter lids, or how do you want to do this? What kind of lids?
I have some of that micropore tape left over from where he told me to make PF tape.
Perfect. All right. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take a fucking screwdriver, and I want you to stab each one of those lids twice. Or your beer can, either one. I like it. I like it.
A few more times. Some good measure.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, I heard 12. I heard 12. That must have been 6 caps. Now, here's what you do. I want you to go ahead and double tape both. So just do 1 across and 1 over. Double tape them all, and put them in the pressure cooker. Now, you don't need foil. Foil is overrated. Anyone that still uses foil hates Mother Nature.
What?
All you do is
I still use foil.
Oh no!
Like I said, everyone, if you use foil, you hate Mother Nature. So that's why the penguin came to me and not back to you. Here's what you do: you take
my corner again.
You take if you take the lids that you just made with tape. All right, now they're all set up. Here's the trick: you take another lid. You just set that on top of each of the jars. So it's just regular right side up. It's concave. So when they're sitting there, anything that comes out, the moisture that comes out, the steam in the jar isn't going to do anything, because nothing. The whole reason you're doing this is to keep moisture from entering the jars and fucking with your perfect moisture. Now the jars on top, it's all steam in that inside the pressure cooker. So if anything falls down, it's going to fall on the other jar lids. And guess what? When you're done, all you do is lift up the jar lid and you use it for the next batch. Instead of trying to fold up foil, finding somewhere to put it, throwing it out. Shit, I do fucking 30 jars a day. And,
that'd be a lot of foil.
That's a lot of fucking foil.
I iron my foil and put it back on the roll.
That's a good man.
Well, there you go. I don't believe it.
Everybody should be
I'm
fucking doing that.
Would I lie to you? Come on, man.
So
Yeah,
You
you
got
can
to
walk
put
through
the
a lot more
strawberry
cost
apron to the
effective.
iron.
So when you have all the jars in there, you're going to have steam. It's going to be building up now. Water's boiling. Here's what you do. After you put the jars in there, you just make sure they're on top. They will actually seal themselves to the jar. When it cools down, the jar lids, because of the holes that you've made, will actually suck that other lid down. So it's going to be sealed. It's almost like it's like if you were doing a grain bag, for anyone that's ever done the grain bags, and you fold it underneath. Yes, it's like fucking magnets. It's magic. All right. So you're gonna be able to take these out, put them aside. Now, because you have the tape on there, the tape's gonna be dry because it's been covered. No foil's gonna come out.
Okay.
And you're good to go. 15 psi, 90 minutes. It's basically all you need. If you're a dirty fucker, you might want to let them sit for about 3 or 4 days. But once they are cool enough where there's nothing wrong with them anymore, you're good to inoculate that with whatever bastard seeds you've got from fucking Mascara Man on fucking Reddit.
So you recommend me putting my syringe inside of that micro pore tape or whatever?
If you do that, that is not a problem. Basically, what you do, you get a cup, you get one piece of tape, you lay it on the edge of the lid. So when you go ahead and you spray it with ISO, just a little bit, and then you heat treat the syringe, pop it through, dump it out, and as you pull that out, you cover the hole back up with another piece of tape right away. Keeps any tammies out of there.
You got bing, bing, boom.
Exactly. And you're done. Basically, don't shake it up yet. Let them go ahead, and you'll start seeing spots. If it's a good MSS and they're fresh, you'll actually see white shit within 4 or 5 days because they love this grain. I mean, I don't care what anybody says or how anybody does it. If I don't use coffee, I do not get the bags and the jars that I get with it. And I mean, a lot of years, a lot of bags, a lot of jars, and it's not an if anymore. It's just how much better it is. I mean, it's not like it's twice as much, but it's
it's got what plants crave.
It's a noticeable difference.
It's noticeable by far. I've actually done it. I think I do that on Monstrosity, where I had a couple of them were with coffee and a couple were without, and they were jars. And then I did like grain to grain. No, that's what I did. I had 1 pint jar of grain. I inoculated that, and then I put that into 4 quart jars, 2 with, 2 without coffee. And the ones with coffee exploded. I got Light Bright, I got B41, and I got the other one that was just a normal but fucked up looking like a fucking troll. but the ones that came on the regular without coffee, they were just regular fruits. So it's like whatever. It helps out the needy. It's like handicap accessible.
That sounds perfect.
That's politically correct, right?
So I heard that this guy Michael Nutty was really good at making simple substrates.
Oh shit! Yeah.
What's a substrate?
Yeah. So the
I've got this grain jar, and this grain jar is real white. It's white as the white stuff that comes out when I think about Sally Mae. It's white as white. It's white as wet as the robes I wear on Sunday morning in the choir. It's white. So real pretty jar. But I need something to put it in.
So the ratios, I'm not so good with numbers when I've partaken in the devil's lettuce. But what I can tell you is if you get the bricks that you can acquire through the Bezos network, and they come in a box, and there's generally like $5 to a box. You take one of those bricks.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the CVG bricks, the coir doing CVG. That's the simplest substrate I can think of.
No, I mean devil's lettuce.
Lettuce?
Lettuce. I thought that was pot, weed, green trees.
Yes,
I was
is.
yeah.
He's
I was
very high.
referencing. I'm not. I'm high. I'm not good with numbers when I'm high, so I can give specific numbers.
What the fuck does numbers have to do with devil's lettuce?
Oh Jesus! Never mind.
All right, go.
Scratch. Yeah.
Proceed with your devil's lettuce.
So okay. You take a brick. You can. I do 2 quarts of vermiculite. I fill up my quart jars. Or is it quart?
Where do you
Yeah, I think
get
it's
it
quart.
at, though? Do you get it at like a pet store or something?
I think you could. I've never sourced it through a pet store. If you do, I'd make sure there's no additional
Absolutely.
shit in it.
The core you can definitely get from pet stores. They come in single bricks usually or 3-packs.
Yeah,
They're going to be in there for. They use them for lizards and everything else.
Oh yeah, the eco core.
Exactly, Eco Earth.
Yeah.
There's a picture of a hermit crab with a big purple claw on the front of it.
See, ask me questions you know the answer to. This is tricky. But
how else am I going to make fun of you?
Oh, of course. You know, it's I wouldn't feel the love. So, and then I do like 4.5 quarts of water, and I boil that shit, and then I put it in a bucket. I take the water and then I take the boiled water with the quart and vermiculite in a bucket, and I dump the boiled water in there, and then I cover it, and I also put it in an insulated bag. It's like a cooler, and let that shit sit. I actually let mine sit overnight, and then I use it. It seems to work. I've had success with that, but that's my recipe.
Okay, then what do I put
your
that
recipe?
in?
You only use core and vermiculite. That's it.
That's my simple stuff. Yes.
Yeah. All right. No. I was asking. I mean, dude, my whole last run was all fucking tech. And guess what? Not one can bag out of all of them.
Oh yeah. Very low.
So sterilize these cores.
Me to be easy here, so just core and vermiculite works good.
Yeah.
But that's all she wrote for me.
Okay, so what do I do with it now that I've made my cooler full? Do I need to put it in something?
You would want to determine if you want to do tub, bag, shoebox, where you're going to mix your grain. You're going to mix your grain, your substrate together, and then put it in its final resting place for it to then fruit.
What's the easiest way to do that, and how much of what do I put?
So you could do equal parts. I think I wouldn't quote me. I am still a novice in this, but equal parts seem to fruit the fastest.
1 to 2.
Okay, thank you for your ask.
There you go.
So 1 to 2, and I would say probably would a bag be the easiest, or would we already did tub, right? No, that was a PF Tech. Son of a bitch.
Well, how about this? when you're doing your tubs, how much do you use in a tub? You're
tub?
using 1 brick bucket, Tech, right?
Oh, shoebox.
Yeah.
It's easy as shit.
Yeah. So I'm doing like 2 quart jars, and then 4 quarts of sub to that.
Okay.
2 quart jars of grain to 4 quarts of sub.
Okay. So you're doing what? How big is that quart? Is it a 52?
Yeah,
66?
It's a 30. No, the tub itself is I think a 32 quart. It's not that big.
Okay. So you just want to make sure that you stay under your how deep is your sub when you do it?
I think it's like a 3 inch deep cake, but I have the whole. Yeah, it's right at the whole level.
Okay.
So the nice airflow across there. What's that?
Do you case or do you pseudo case?
Yeah, pseudo case. Every time I mix.
Well, what is pseudo casing?
Oh, so pseudo case. It's like a nice dusting on the powdered donut, but you want to make sure you can't see the fucking donut. So you want all the grain nicely covered, just not a lot, just enough, not too much, just enough.
That sounds fancy.
Fancy.
I didn't know he could do these voices. Now I have to change up the show.
Oh no!
Can I get a walk-in impression?
I cannot do that.
What a fever!
Well, what the fuck, man? I asked you for one thing. One thing.
Yeah, that's not something I'm good at. I'm not good at doing celebrities.
He's more cowbell.
Where's Murray?
Worked out well.
That's really good. Barack Obama at one time.
What the
Moving
fuck was that supposed to be? He's like, hey, Pilgrim.
I've had just about enough.
All right. So
the P-53 uranium.
Is that Bill Gates?
Now, do I need to do anything with the shoebox? Do I have to put any holes or anything in it? Or do I got to fan it and mist it? I saw it on the Shroomery thing where everyone fans and mists 15 times a day. Do I got to do that?
Why are two people talking like retards now?
They're breeding.
It's multiplying. It's like
It's contagious.
it's The Last of Us. It's all over. That's how it starts.
I didn't do it. Wasn't me.
It's contagious.
Oh shit!
Retards. They need loving too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you have any, I think they all like to breathe. I think all mushrooms like to breathe, if I'm not mistaken. So you want some type of airflow.
Everything likes breathing.
Well, okay.
A little bit. No, I mean I don't.
Good.
No. I've done like a grand total of like 4 fucking shoeboxes. So I'm not no grandmaster, but I cut holes in mine. So just so it breathes. It seems to not get fuzzy feet. So I chalked it up to a success. But I don't know.
Absolutely. Well, you gotta remember also, mushrooms will fucking grow and fucking dog shit if you let them. I mean,
Good point.
So they want to grow, and the FAE is important.
A lot of times it seems like they grow in spite of us.
Right. I mean,
No, fuck you.
I don't even I've only done shoeboxes. I'm not a huge fan. I do them on occasion. Like I did my Enigma. I did that one. That one awesome grow. That was a shoebox. And I just unlatched it. And that motherfucker pushed the top of that thing off. So it was literally 2 inches off the top of the shoebox. And then that's how I came up with my hybrid fucking system with my totes. And
I've had a lot of luck with shoeboxes in the past. They're really good.
They definitely work.
I've seen cool kids do a dub tub.
No, dub tubs suck. I'm just kidding. They're great.
And then all that is a shoebox with another shoebox turned upside down on top.
Those 32 quart gasketed Sterilites are wonderful for that. You don't got to dub tub shit. It's beautiful.
It sounds like Shawnee really knows how to harvest mushrooms and set the cake up for the next flush. So why doesn't he take it from here?
Can I use a silly accent too?
You can do whatever you want, sugar.
Oh, sugar tits McGits. I love it.
I think I'm gonna talk like this too while we're at it.
I like it.
I'm gonna talk like this, Chris. Go to the basement, Chris. Play a little game. First one loses.
Deadpool, you come over here and sit next to me while we talk.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Come on downstairs. I got some Benadryl.
Oh, the Benadryl can fuck you up like Percocets out here.
Does this smell like ether?
This is not chloroform, is it? Smell it. I made it from bleach.
Oh shit, that's strong.
Let's not teach people how to make chloroform.
What? I didn't start it. I just know the chemistry.
Oh wait, you have the recipe?
Yeah,
make it from bleach.
It's really easy to make.
I was
really
lying.
simple. Really, he gave you half of it right there.
Yeah.
or just let the ether bunny come. Starting fluid. But we won't get into that.
The Ether Bunny's real.
We're already on everybody's fucking watch list. Let's not make kidnapping a fucking regular part of the show.
Hey, whoa. It doesn't have to be kidnapping. Sometimes it's games, it's just gameplay.
I got some homework for the home viewers. For the home viewers, look up a video on YouTube called Nap Time. You guys get that? Look up a video on YouTube called Nap Time. You will not be disappointed.
Oh, Nap Time spray. Oh God, I love that. We have on the emergency vehicle I'm on regularly. We have Nap Time written on our germicidal spray.
Thanks, nap time.
Thanks, nap time. Prior to nap time, this thing just cried 24/7. It was defective. But thanks to nap time, hasn't made a peep in 6 weeks. Thanks, nap time.
Yay!
Okay. I believe we were talking to Shiny, and Shiny was going to teach us how to reset the sub after a harvest and how to harvest them fruits and what the fuck to do with them.
All righty. Well, what happened was I did a little nap time and got caught up in the conversation. And don't you know, the veils broke, and then the caps got real big, and then they fucking threw up everywhere. The whole fucking thing is black. It's all gone to shit.
Oh, that's a good problem. That's a good problem.
So no. You go in, you take a look after while you're doing your 15 fannings a day, and you're oversaturating the water, and maybe spraying some hydrogen peroxide to clear up some of that trick that done got in there. And then you see that one duder that popped up, and you're all excited, and you're like, hey, oh shit, your little veil broke, and it's looking really cool, and you can see some gill stuff happening. And you're like, you maybe touch it a couple times, maybe right there on the cap, and it's maybe just starting to get soft. And you're like, hey, go down there, and you can do, if you got some shears if you want, or some little snippers, and you just a little snip right there at the substrate surface, or you can do a little pinch and twist if you want.
Like a purple purple?
But you can do whatever you want. So once you get that little duder out of there, then you're going to, so I'll be honest with you. I'm not a big dunker and a soaker. It's not really how I roll. So, but I do get my little spray bottle. And I like to go ahead and really saturate that substrate again. Make sure I get
quarter down.
All everything off of there. No leftover little aborts, nothing like that. And go ahead and get it good and saturated, and put the lid right back on there.
What's
and then
Mama likes to call those angel mushrooms because I didn't quite make it.
They all got to go somewhere good. You should put them in the hydrator as well, and put them for your
I thought they were called the devil's cut. You know, the devil's cut.
The abort mushrooms are the strongest.
Those are what I eat. Those are what I eat when I'm when I'm harvesting. I call them the devil's cut. Yum 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 yum.
Or in my case, the angel shear, because I'm a sweetheart.
Yeah. Everyone likes green candy.
Hey. Those are light grapes.
Jello.
Those are light grapes.
Jello, the best Jello.
So, but yeah, sit back, relax, and then wait for them to do it all over again.
So what do I do with this big old pile of mushrooms I got sitting here staring at me like I did something suspicious to their mother?
You can do a couple few things. Do you have a dehydrator? Do you like to dehydrate your fruit or make your own beef jerky?
I'm not allowed to touch that. I tried one time. I caught my dick on fire. So I think I'm going to have to do something outside.
Okay. Well, you can do a couple different things. You can take your little duders, and you can put them out on a nice piece of paper or something like that, and put them right in front of a fan. Now, if you live down in the South where we got like 90% humidity all the fucking time, that could be a little bit of an issue. And you might need
even the frogs sweat down here. It's hot and humid.
You might need to apply a slight amount of some heat. Small amount.
Not like Tabasco, but like heat from a fire?
Heat from heat from a stove, maybe.
Dry heat. Okay.
So maybe you could crack your stove open just a smidge, right? And then you put one of your racks from inside the stove up on top. And then you lay your little heaters all over top of that.
I bet you just the pilot light on my gas stove would be plenty.
Oh, you want gas stove?
I thought those were evil now.
Listen,
I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure.
But
I'm pretty sure I
my
saw
mama
CNN.
never voted for that Biden guy who tried to take away my freedom and gas stove. That thing eats dinosaurs. It has lived for a long, long time, and it makes the bestest, most perfect crispy bread and steaks. I'm going to have my dinosaur eating stove until they take it away from my cold, dead, belligerent hands.
I mean, if we don't burn it, then they died for nothing.
They're just going to cut off the supply of gas to
I'm honoring every single one of them brontosaur.
God bless them.
I like that. God bless those brontosaur. I'm honoring every single one of them when I'm cooking my fucking eggs and bacon and American-style bacon. None of that Canucka-Stan shit in the morning for my taco.
Damned Canucka-Stanis.
You know, I went to Canucka-Stan and I went to the Pizza Hut and I ordered Canadian bacon and they looked at me like I was crazy. They didn't know what I was talking about.
Because up there it's just called bacon.
They call it ham up there. Little known fact there.
America.
Yeah, North America.
It's the best America.
You know what that means?
It don't mean obviously nothing. It's dominant. It's on top. You ever looked at nature?
Of course.
He said, "Are you crazy? Wouldn't you rather have some poutine, eh?" But yeah,
poutine, eh? Punani. I think the word you meant was punani. Not what the fuck is punani? Maybe
poutine. Poutine is
we're talking
fries
about food.
and gravy and.
I actually had some poutine at the. I had some.
He might be talking about food. I wasn't talking about food.
Oh, you know.
It's. I mean, I joke, but it's actually really good.
Yeah, poutine's a shit, dude.
It's like a coronary heart attack in a basket. It's great.
We should open up a strip club that serves nothing but poutine, and we call it Poutang and Poutine.
You should open up a strip club and call it.
What the fuck was that?
That was my leaving.
Staying late. That's all you got to call it. So like,
it's called $1 million idea. Because after you're staring at a bunch of poutang all night, you're getting hungry. You want some damn poutine. Poutine.
It's Michael. Michael Nutty's flexing in and out. But no, you call it like The Office or Staying Late or something like that. So that when they're not
side piece.
Right.
I was always going to open a restaurant.
I call it side piece. It's fucking perfect.
I was always going to open a restaurant called Sarge's Big Ass Burgers, where you can get a big ass burger, a big ass fry, and a big ass drink. But somebody else beat me to it, I think.
That's really close to idiocracy, sir.
Yeah, they stole the idea from me. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Those motherfuckers.
Big Al's. Big from South Park. Big Al's. Fucking big burgers. Big balls. Big Al's.
Sweaty balls.
My chocolate shouty mouse.
Yeah.
All right. So
you guys sure got it.
Put my balls in your mouth.
Suck 'em.
We've covered PF Tech absolutely professionally. Thank you, Trim. We've covered hydrating and rehydrating. We've covered grain. We've covered all sorts of.
How about shotgun fruity chambers? How about fucking?
No, I was gonna get to it. I'm not anywhere near done. I'm having a fucking blast.
Right.
I brushed over shotguns during PF Tech, but
I thought we did that for PF Tech.
I don't know. I wasn't here. I'm back.
Yeah, you yeeted the fuck out at the beginning.
I needed a break. I needed to recoup. I needed to fucking. I need to strengthen.
Well, we had some input from the audience saying our sciencey episode was a little bit extreme sciencey, so now we're people of extreme.
Who said that?
Extreme idiocracy.
So how do we go? So we went from sciencey to fucking retardation.
We are people pleasers.
There's got to be a happy medium somewhere.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Who hated my science?
No one goes straight retard. No one. No.
We went full.
I did a full 3.5 minutes of fucking research on that damn episode. 3.5 minutes. I had to look up how to pronounce like 4 words.
Yeah, you know when Farrell's actually done research because he's talking like this the whole time, and you know what's going on. It looks as though I've been reading this whole entire thing because I think it's important. But No one understands the fucking word that I'm saying because
it's in my
they
head
all have
like
13
that.
syllables.
I'm literally reading it in my head.
I know.
Are they getting discombobulated?
I'm sitting here. If you see my office here, I'm literally sitting here staring at the curtains of a window with like a pile of soap on my left, a beer on my left, and like all of my spice making shit on my right. Like I don't have anything in front of me but the microphone and the computer. And but I read something once, it stays in my head for fucking ever. I can read it again, like out loud. It's pissed off so many teachers. Like, were you paying attention? I was like, yes. What did I just say? And then just fucking repeat back to them word for word, and it pisses them off.
Yeah, but, they tend to do that.
Yeah. Oh, the soap, by the way, thank you very much. It's got the undercarriage very clean. Very nice.
Amazing.
Yeah. It smells like Christmas in a bag, doesn't it?
Did it lessen the need for the crotch rock?
Sasquatch having a fucking orgy with a whole bunch of hot ass fucking elves in the goddamn forest right after a fucking rain, but it was like the forest of pre-industrial society where it was all badass and shit. Back when the Choctaw and the Native Americans and shit used to run around and kill 50-pound turkeys before everybody fucking killed everything off. That's what it smells like. Happiness, sunshine, goddamn freedom. Yeah. No.
Freedom. My balls smell like freedom.
But in honesty, like with the soap, like I've spent, like we used to make old fashioned like lye soap.
Good stuff.
Growing up, and it was kind of harsh because it was the potassium hydroxide. We make our own lye.
Yeah, right? it takes a layer of skin off, so whatever's on it is gone. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, like if you have a delicate taint, it's gonna burn. And
my grandpa taught me how to make that when I was a kid. It was good stuff.
Yeah, it's you know your lye is good when it'll float an egg. So, like seriously, like when that's how you know your lye water is the right concentration is when you put a fresh egg in there and it'll float to where a larger than 50-cent size piece of the egg is above the water. And that's how you know you're above 50% lye. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah, that's old-fashioned how to measure your lye to where you can make soap with it. But so I learned how to do all that on that crazy-ass fucking commune shit that I grew up on. And, I've always made my own soap. And then I discovered that, wait, there's a whole bunch of different types of fucking oil and shit I can put in here. And so after several decades of experimentation, I've come up with this soap. And everybody fucking loves it, so I just give it away to everybody usually. And then now it's gotten to the point where the demand is such that I just started selling huge fucking chunks of it for $5, so they don't bother me to get any more.
And
it's fucking huge,
just to help recoup the cost of making it, right?
Yeah, it really doesn't cost too much to make. Probably about
your time is worth money though.
Yeah. Like probably about 40% of that cost is profit, but it just I don't want to sell normal size bars because then people ask me for it all the time. So I'd sell like 1 pound chunks at a time. You know, like here, take your fucking soap and don't call me again for a month or two. You know,
fucking wash your stinky ass. There's 3 fucking.
You know what I use all the little cut off ends and pieces for? Like, because I end up with a lot of little scraps, right? I take it and I cut it like real thin with a knife so you could like almost see like light through it. They use it as washing soap. It takes a piece about the same size as 2 thumbnails to wash a full dirty ass load of laundry. So
interesting.
Yep.
I'm going to go in the bathroom and see if I got some soap left.
I can send you some more, man. I just
got some. I love that shit.
Yeah.
Not as good as salt.
I put it in my special spot in the bathroom, but everybody else seems to think it's theirs too in my house.
Well,
that's why I always wash my nuts last. Everyone.
Fucking Deadpool damn near drinks the salt, the steak salt. Have you put it in a margarita or like what's a chilada yet? Or like something like that. Oh,
all I do is eat meat and drink water. That's it.
I made the most amazing Philly cheesesteak egg rolls with some the other day. It was awesome.
Yeah, actually, tonight that shit was fucking phenomenal.
Fucking goes good with everything.
I actually grow everything in that, including the black pepper. The only thing I don't grow is the salt itself. Black pepper grows on a big vine.
What? You don't grow the salt?
No, I want to take.
I feel deceived.
I've talked to my wife
You
about
said organic.
I've talked to my wife about going down to the Gulf, like the ocean, and getting like a 55-gallon drum full of salt and then like water, and then like converting it. But she's like, dude, the ocean is so fucking dirty in the Gulf. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, well, they had that big oil spill a few years back.
So that's the only thing I buy is I buy these huge bags of like kosher's like flake salt. But but that's the only thing that I don't grow. Pepper, black pepper is not hard to grow. People, I think, are intimidated by it because it's supposedly a tropical plant. But if you can grow a pothos, like the stupid fucking pothos that grow in everybody's houses,
Potholes?
No.
Pothos.
But it's not like real leathery leaves, kind of heart shaped. They have a couple different varieties. You'll see it growing up a fence or the side of a wall, and it's almost like a vine with bigger than hand shaped leaves, and the fucking roots get into the stucco and shit. They're actually really, really good for aquariums. If you hang a little piece of that in a corner of your aquarium, it'll take off, and then will shoot like a vine. I had a fucking rack that had 13 aquariums on it. Took up my whole wall of my living room at my old house. And I used
weird plants.
I used that pothos. I went and pulled some off of my mother-in-law's suite. I literally just pulled it off the fucking wall, and I put it right in there. I wedged it in between the filter and the side of the tank. And that bitch, within a year, I had that bitch wrapped around the whole entire fucking rack. It looked cool as fuck. But
if you're not in a tropical place, the pothos are sold as houseplants. They're the really unkillable houseplants you see hanging from like ceilings and shit. Okay. But they're almost. If you can grow a fucking pothos, you can grow black pepper. It's really fucking easy. Literally, just go buy some whole black pepper and plant the seeds. Keep it wet, and the little freaking vine will come up, and give it somewhere to go, and give it dappled light. Don't give it straight ass freaking light. It's an understory vine. It wants to be like under the shade of trees and shit, but it'll grow in a sunny windowsill or whatever, and it puts out hundreds of these little look like miniature green bean pods, right? And those little green bean pods are just it's pepper, and that's it. It's really fucking simple.
Yeah.
And but the flowers smell amazing. The flowers smell like have you seen those mixed like pepper meals that have like the green and the red and the white and the
white and all that
pepper? Yeah. It smells like that. Make the flowers smell like that mixed with cardamom, and cardamom's like that real flowery smell.
Nice.
Yeah, it smells like that mixed together with those. It's really, really pretty. But
I'm such a cheap ass. I save like seeds out of bell peppers from Walmart and stuff and plant those in my garden and stuff.
Yeah. Almost all that shit will work. Yeah. Almost everything will freaking grow. You run into problems when you run into like some of the more exotic melons that are like hybrids and shit like that.
Like hybrids, they don't have seeds, and if they do, they don't work.
They'll have seeds.
It doesn't work with apples either, does it?
Okay, apples are different. Apples, all of the apple fruit that we have today is from somebody FAFOing, fuck around and finding out. They plant tens of thousands of seeds, and then they grow them up. Yeah, and then they grow them up, and they grow them till their first apple, right? They taste that apple, and they see shit. If it's shit, it's turned into furniture or wood chips for smoking or whatever, right? And then they test and test. It's about 1 out of every 10,000 or so apple seedlings will be fucking spectacular. The rest of them will be just random crab apples Or it might be a big, beautiful fist-sized apple, but be mealy on the inside. You know, like have like the like you bite into it, it's like biting into like grits. You know,
is it the same thing, kind of similar with the avocados? Like if you were to grow an avocado, sometimes you would produce shit fruit.
Avocados, the ratio is way less. So the ratio is about 1 to 25 or 1 to 50. So you have a chance of 1 out of 25 or 1 out of 50 to make a good edible fruit. You're going to make a fruit 100% from an apple seed and 100% from an avocado seed. It's whether or not you personally are going to want to eat it. I strongly suggest people that have any sort of land or property to go ahead and just plant a fuckload of apple seeds. Find a fruit that you like, that preferably an organic one. Because if it's an organic one, they have rules they need to follow by how many like crabapple trees they use for pollination and shit like that. Your chance is going to be much higher to get a apple that is pollinated by another apple of the same type, right? So like a Honeycrisp to Honeycrisp versus a Honeycrisp to like 10,000 brand crabapple. Because crabapples are what they use for pollination in massive tree orchards. Because they put out so many flowers at the same time and attract so many pollinators that they just really get it done. And an apple is going to produce whatever the fuck it's genetically programmed to, regardless of who humped it. Right? So if you have a Honeycrisp apple, your first generation of apple you get every year is going to be Honeycrisp. It doesn't matter who humped it, which fence jumper, or anything like that. It's going to be Honeycrisp. You can have a Honeycrisp apple that's carrying 300 or 400 different genetics in it. It's still going to be a Honeycrisp apple. But you plant those seeds, you have a 1 in 10,000 chance of making something similar to the Honeycrisp or something better. Like Honeycrisp was literally found in a hedgerow, so that somebody had thrown a core out in, right? Like somebody was just like, "Hey, that looks like a pretty fucking cool apple tree. Let me try that." And they were just driving along and found it, and it was called a chance seedling, like Cosmic Crisp, the newest one that just hit the market. It's that kind of granny apple sour but Fuji-looking apple that's like huge. Those ones was a chance seedling that somebody just found on the side of the road.
That's awesome. You could make your own apple by planting some seeds. Have a very unique apple.
Millions of dollars. If you find a new apple that nobody has, you grew from seed, or you just find it on an old homestead and it's unnamed, you're looking at millions and millions of dollars, because you're going to take all of the buds next year in the spring off of that tree, every freaking one that would turn into a leaf or would turn into a flower, and you're going to just strip them all off and you're going to put them on a bunch of rootstock from just random trash apples. And now you're gonna turn that one apple tree into quite literally 100,000 of your new prized apple, and sell those bitches in an unknown one to a new apple orchard like Dole or somebody like that. Hey, I've got this new badass apple. It's super edible. It's great. You're gonna want to market this bastard, and they'll buy them for you for $4 or $5 grand per tree, because they get the genetics of that tree. They can copy that tree ad infinitum and make money off that tree for 100 years.
That's fucking sweet.
Yeah. Hey, wasn't this about growing mushrooms?
Now about growing apples.
I'm sorry, guys. I got so much crap in my fucking head from farming that I didn't mean to take it over.
It's all right.
As long as we stop before the sheep fucking started.
No, but apples are fun. Avocados are fun. Grow a couple of them. If you don't like them, chop it down. You're not out anything. Yeah, it's fun, man. And apple trees are cheap too. My place I buy fruit trees is called Stark Brothers, which we're not a homesteading and podcast, so they're not going to ever sponsor us. But Stark Brothers is badass. If you just need like under 100 trees, they're a great place to go. But yeah, They're great. They're really, really nice. Man, I could sit there and look at all the new different apples and everything that comes on for days and days. It's so cool. But, well, you guys got to come out here and we'll go wild fruit hunting. There's so many cool wild fruits. So
it's Russian roulette for your taste buds.
Oh yeah. Now, surprisingly, your tangerines, right? Like your tangerines, they grow true from seed. So, like, if you have like a tangerine that you like, you could buy one from the store, plant that bitch. It's going to grow tangerines that you like. Lemons will do it too. About 65-70% of the time, they'll grow true from seed. Kumquats always grow true from seed. So yeah, if you like them, you can grow them.
I'm a fan of the quats, loquats, kumquats. They're all pretty good.
Oh, dude. So Austin, if you just go and down Austin, like just outside of like the touristy areas and just drive down the streets, and if you know what a loquat tree looks like, you'll see so fucking many of them. Like, people don't even harvest them. They're just like, oh, that fruit's inedible. I'm like, no, that fruit's delicious. Like, you guys, they just let it fall onto the ground. Like, they don't eat it at all. But, man, we would go, like, in the truck because the trees are huge. Like, they hang way over into the street. We would just go through when they get real ripe, pull up on the curb in the truck and just, like, shake the freaking tree and just rain down inside of the truck and then drive off. And people are like, whatever, I don't want them anyway. I'm not going to eat them. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
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 A plethora of plantables.
A plethora of plantables. It's better than a plethora of plantable platypuses.
Yeah. A plethora of mandibles.
I am the very battle of a mathematical general.
A grip. Gotta have a grip of them.
Where were we?
We were at drying in the consumption of the mushrooms.
Oh shit! Yeah, how are you going to store? Oh, hold on. I gotta get back in character. Goosefraba.
God damn it!
Son of a bitch!
No, fuck.
So there, sir. How are you gonna go ahead and store them mushrooms? I got more than I can eat. And you guys don't like me using nature's pocket. So how am I going to store these?
Well, if you happen to have any oxygen absorbers, you could just store them right in mason jars with screwed-on lids in a cool, dark place. You just want to keep them dry and away from direct sunlight. You do not want to refrigerate them.
Not the fridge, not the freezer.
Any of y'all made anything interesting with your mushrooms?
Honey?
I like
honey, blue juice.
Honey's good. Not for long-term storage, but I guess you could. It's pretty fun. You get the Welch's orange juice frozen concentrate can in the freezer section in the grocery store. Throw that bitch in a blender with a bunch of fucking fruit bodies and some stems. Blend that shit up and it makes some crazy ass sludge. And you can put that in little popsicle sticks and freeze it.
Holy fuck. That sounds amazing.
Oh, dude, sounds like a good rave dessert.
Hold on.
Are you kidding me?
It would have
that
to be
sounds like a great Tuesday night.
It would have to be for short-term use, though, because the freezer destroys psilocybin over time.
Yeah, but not like forever.
There's so much of that shit that's up in the fucking air. Like everybody, we just listened to a podcast the other night where they were talking about freeze dryers destroying the psilocybin. Almost all of you
freezing.
Yeah, but the freeze dryer gets down to like negative fucking 40 degrees. Like it's freezing the shit out of things, and it takes a day or two to run. And like I'm like, no. Most of you have had danger cookies from me, and that fucking shit will fuck your world up.
It takes a little time for it to degrade. They just degrade faster in a freezer than they would in dry storage.
So
but it's not like an instantaneous.
Only if they haven't been dehydrated. If they've been dehydrated correctly and they are cracker crisp and you throw it in a little fucking packet, you can go ahead and keep those in the freezer fucking forever. They will not go bad.
Because see, I'm sitting here thinking about, like, okay, the way that you stop chemical processes is that you cool them the fuck down. Like, you can stop any chemical process. You can stop atomic processes by adding the correct amount of cold. Like, if you're at 0 fucking Kelvin, you can stop all sorts of crazy shit from happening. Right?
You stop life.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you can stop atoms from moving fast. You can slow them down enough you can see them. If you can slow shit down enough you can see a motherfucking atom, like an electron exchange, it's you're still aside, but I don't understand how it's degrading, because there should be no biological or chemical processes going on. I think what they're talking about is when they have like fresh fruit and they freeze it, it causes the cells to explode, everything leaks out, and then you'll have some problems when you thaw it. Because you're going to get instead of it being inside of something, you're going to have massive surface area from the frozen exploded fruit that can then become oxidized very rapidly, you know?
Makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I will tell you this: that concoction, the popsicle concoction, we used to call that the sludge back in the day, and this was well before home mycology stuff. So this was like jumping fences, getting shot at with salt rock, fucking taking cow shit, and
America.
like, I mean, 15, 16 years old, with a fucking little grocery bag full of fucking shit, and you're like, what are we gonna do? And it was either like make tea or fucking make sludge. And we 9 times out of 10, once we figured out sludge, because we're like, back in the day, everyone's like, oh, drink orange juice with it, right? This is before we knew about lemon teching, my little crew or whatever. And one day we're like, hey, we're walking through the fucking grocery store and saw the fucking that frozen, citrus, like 200% vitamin C, all that, whatever. We're like, ooh,
yeah,
dude, and
that's
it tastes
America.
good as fuck. Like, you don't, because we used to sit there and like, we'd fucking eat a couple out in the fucking field, just brush some of the shit off and fucking, down the hats. And,
inoculation.
Right. But I will tell you,
challenge that immune system.
That's crazy, man. It is crazy good, though. Good times. Anyone, if you're interested in a good time, you should try that out. It won't hurt you.
Does anybody have any stories? It sounds like of like being that guy who is at the right place at the right time and just like playing, fairy godmother with the freaking mushrooms and everybody's having a fucking blast.
Dude, I had this story. I had
a
few people over, and I had a girlfriend at the time that was, straight laced, whatever. But so I had my friends. We're all sitting in the living room, and we had all taken. I think at that time it was Ecuador. It was in Ecuador, for sure. It was Ecuador, and we're all sitting there. We're having a great fucking time, listening to fucking music, and we've been talking about unicorn dust, angel wing dust, laughing our asses off for fucking hours and hours. Not hours. Probably about an hour. And then it's amazing how when one person shows up, they can completely ruin an awesome time for everyone, because she came in, took a dose, and the fan all of a sudden was yelling at her, and the fridge was telling her to kill herself, and she had to excuse herself from the living room because everything was telling her to kill herself. So, yes, she'd never done it before, ever. And she came in, she doesn't know all my friends. I'm a person, I'm a very, I don't want to say I'm not a homebody, but anyone I hang out with you and that's it. I'm not fucking go out to bars, because when I do, I get fucked up and then I'm, the center of attention. Usually not in a good way, but, but yeah. Never bring a fucking rookie to a veteran party. Doesn't work out.
Man, I have a really good story that So I was having this big, what do you call it, like a fire powwow thing with a whole bunch of friends, where we had a whole bunch of friends over. It was, well, technically it was like one of those prepper meetup groups, right? Where we would get together and we would talk about like we'd give classes on storing food. I'd give classes on storing food and making your own shit and blah, 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 blah. And I had like this whole big group of people that would come and from all over the United States to come and listen to me talk. Well, one night there was like, I don't know, 50, 60 of us that stayed up late to trade stories, play music around a big old bonfire. And I'm like, you know what this needs? It just felt right. Sky was beautiful, magic, clear, bright and sunny. Bright and shiny from the moon. It was just fantastic. Just 70 degrees, perfect, lightning bugs everywhere. I was like, this needs some fucking mushrooms. And so I told everybody, I stood up, I was like, hey, I've got some mushrooms. If you don't want to participate, don't participate. This is how they work. They're not going to make you feel insane. You're not going to chew off your own freaking leg. Everybody's going to get like a moderate dose. If you want some, I will happily, give you the appropriate dose. And people were like, you know what? Fuck it. Whatever. And so I dosed like 50 fucking people around this damn fire. And about 30 minutes into it, I noticed that like the music had stopped and everybody was staring at the fire. And I was like, perfect. Right? Like everything is shiny and great. So me, having been moderately experienced into this, I got together with my buddy who has since passed on. And this guy would play guitar like fucking Santana, right? Yeah, this guy could play guitar like, oh God, just absolutely gifted guitar. An elderly individual. He used to be in the Civil Air Patrol for a long time after he retired from the Air Force. Really great guy. Loved it to death. Cantankerous, but man, he could fucking play. So he'd play all these oldie songs. He'd start in like the 50s and work his way up to like the 80s, all country songs and stuff like that. And then me and one other guy would sing. And so we get up there and, he starts playing and we start singing. And I like singing. And so we just fucking rock it. Like the looks on everybody's faces is like they're at like the best concert of their entire fucking being. Right. And it was just great, man. Like everybody had a great time. Everybody was happy. Nobody had like need to be babysit, but I didn't like dose the fuck out of everybody, right? And, like the guy that I gave the most to had like 2 grams. It was just everybody had enough, like 1.5 grams, basically. Enough that everything was shiny and interesting and the music was super great.
Those are perfect moments when everyone's feeling the perfect sitting all the same fucking time.
It was just like the whole night. Everybody had the exact same frequency. Does that make sense?
Good.
Like we all bonded so fucking hard that night. Like everybody was like, no, but everybody was like, this was like one of the most amazing experiences. Everything was just great and crisp, and I really felt alive. I mean, there was nobody getting stupid or anything like that. It was all older people, like in their 50s and 60s and stuff. But everybody had a great time, man. I'm thinking that was probably my favorite mushroom-related group memory. Because nobody got stupid. Everybody had a great time. We all traded off singing and playing music. Everybody was attentive and respectful. And at the end of it, everybody was like, wow, this was an experience that everybody really enjoyed. Nobody had to see God or get fucked up to where they couldn't stand or get couch locked or, trip down a freaking hole and see the end of the universe or anything like that. It was a situational enhancer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it just makes everything a little bit better.
Yeah.
So I had a pretty cool happenings last year. Primus did a concert and it was tribute to Kings, which is
fucking awesome.
Farewell to Kings was a Rush album, and Rush and Prime, Les and the Rush guys are all fucking friends. So when Neil Peart died, rest in peace, brother. Les was doing or Primus rather, was doing where they cover Farewell to Kings, and it was, in honor of Neil Peart. So they canceled the tour because of fucking coronavirus, and they decided to go back on tour after fucking shit died down a little bit with the virus. Tickets were like, I don't know, $100 or something like that. And a good friend of mine who he and I both enjoy Rush and Primus and all that shit, he messages me and goes, "Hey, bro, guess what? I got tickets to go to fucking see Primus for the fucking Tribute to Kings tour." I'm like, "You fucking son of a bitch." And he's like, "Yeah, Will got the tickets, all this shit." I was like, "You know what? Fuck you guys. I hope you guys have the worst fucking time ever. I hope one of y'all poop yourself and you fucking miss half the show." I mean, I was lividly pissed. And I was like, "Could have got me a ticket." And he's like, "I did get you a ticket." I was like, "Oh, I felt like shit for fucking being that.
I rescind everything.
Jealous asshole, everything, right?" So
completely redeem yourself.
So anyway, the interesting part, the guy Will, who ended up getting the tickets, I grew up down the street from him. He's about 5 or 6 years older than me, but he lived 4 houses down from me. And I hadn't seen him for probably 20 years, man, since he moved out of the fucking neighborhood. And my buddy Ian, kept in up contact with him and shit. So anyway, I'm like, oh, special occasion, day of concert. I'm like, I'm going through the magic treasure chest, and I'm like, ooh, and I pick out some cool little thingy mabobbers, just enough for some concert doses and some stuff to bless some folk with. And so I show up over there, and I put a bunch of shit on the table. He's like, "Holy shit!" And he's all excited, and he hadn't tripped in fucking forever, and his wife hadn't tripped in fucking forever. And so everyone's all excited, and I'm like, "These are for you guys." It was a bunch of stuff. But I gave it to him. I was like, "This is all." I had some separate stuff for the concert. Well, so we ended up dosing before we even left the fucking house, and we had to drive from Tampa to fucking St. Petersburg. And fuck, damn it, driving and tripping. I don't know how the fuck I always end up in cars when I'm tripping, but fuck, it's so fun. Anyway, super blast. Obviously, you get there and, fucking Les killed it, dude. It was such the whole band killed it. It was a fucking amazing concert. But cool shit was happening, and, cool shit always happens when you're tripping, right? So we're all waiting to go in, and it's at this place called Mahaffey Theater, was where the venue was. And it's right on a little marina, and the coolest shit happened. We saw this huge school of fucking Jack Crevel up in the back corner of this fucking thing.
Oh, nice.
And you're swimming, and there's like fucking 100 of them. And you look out like 100 yards up the fucking channel where all the boats are, and there's fucking 3 dolphins. And then you look in the middle, and there's this giant fucking school of mullets. So it was like, what is definitely prey for the dolphins was actually working with the dolphins to fucking, school these fish in this tight ball, or they were just picking them off. I mean, it was super epic just being able to fucking see nature doing nature shit right before a fucking epic concert. But it was fucking really cool, man. It was a fucking good time, man. I don't typically dose higher doses the last couple of years, and that wasn't a high dose. I think we were all about like 2 grams was the most we took. But it was fucking phenomenal, dude. And it was such a nice treat because no one, my buddy Ian or Will, were fucking expecting that, and it was just like that, popping it up. His wife was fucking elated. She's like, "Oh my gosh." Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was it was a fucking blast. But, it's really interesting how, just having a little couple of them thingy things on you, and when you're going out or you're with people and you're able to share, and it definitely 100%, like you said, man, it increases the people start vibrating on higher frequencies, and when you're vibrating on higher frequencies with other folk, man, the fucking magic happens, So
yeah, I don't really like higher doses, man. Yeah, I don't really like higher doses. Another one of my like my favorite experiences all revolve around seeing that wonder and joy in somebody's eyes when they have just woken up enough that they realize, like, they see the world completely different.
Yeah.
Right. Like I love that shit. Like we had a bunch of friends over, and they are pretty experienced drug takers, right? And I was like, well, hey, I have some mushrooms. Like, yeah, we love mushrooms. Last time we had mushrooms, they're world travelers, and they were like, oh, we had mushrooms in can't even fucking pronounce the name of the damn medieval like Soviet bloc country, Kazakhstan or whatever the hell. I was like, yeah, well, we're gonna just come over. I'm gonna make dinner, and we're gonna just like have some of these new like really good mushrooms I grew, and I believe those were actually Lizard King, and we're gonna watch Encanto because Encanto had just came out on Disney Plus, and
great
my
movie.
My daughter had already gone to bed. She passed out. We literally took her to the zoo and walked her happy ass like 4.5 fucking miles to literally make her pass out like 8 or 9 o'clock. And she had seen every freaking animal at the zoo and done every ride and eaten every freaking treat and had 1,000 pictures. She had a great time. But at like 9 o'clock, she's like, oh, she's done. And we're like, yes, adult time. So friends come over, and we have this. I bought this huge TV. Now I didn't buy this huge TV because I'm vain and I want a huge TV. What happened is it was like Super Bowl 2 years ago, and my wife was like, "You're putting the TV in the car wrong. You're going to break the TV." I'm like, "We're not going to break the fucking TV." She's like, "You're putting the TV in there. It's going to break." I'm like, "It's not going to break. It fucking broke." Yeah. So, yeah. So she's like, "You owe me a TV." And I was like, "Fine, whatever." So there's this place in town called Cons, right? And it's one of those buy here, pay here, like TV and furniture stores.
Don't you have to buy here, pay here everywhere?
Well, you know what I'm saying? It's
I mean, what
they
the fuck
have
is-
Rent to own places.
Yeah, they pull you on credit and you get 100% interest.
No, they can put it on credit, or you have like the 100% interest thing. But Cons isn't really that bad. Like I think it was I think at 7.9% interest.
Are they sponsor material?
Huh?
Are they sponsor material?
What can we get out of them?
I wish they'd fucking sponsor us. They're a big store with a lot of chains in Texas. Anyway, so we went over there, and they're like, "Listen, we just got this one TV in. It's fucking ridiculous. It's like the only one it is. It's like this 8K OLED LED fucking massive 120 fucking inch TV." And I was like, "That's like 9 feet." And they're like, "Yeah, no, it's fucking ridiculous." And I was like, "Well, how much is it a month?" And they're like, $159. I was like, "Put it in the truck. Put it in the fucking truck." So that's how we ended up with the TV, where the people on TV are larger than real life. So people come over to watch movies, and we're going to put Encanto on this fucking TV, and we blacked out the whole house for it. And they came over, and we gave them some moderate doses, and they were like, "Yeah, no, come on," And before it even kicked in, we're like 4 minutes in after they take the dose. They're like, "Listen, we know drugs. Like, just let us dose ourselves." I was like,
all right.
Go, it's right there. Have at it. I mean, there's the powder. Here's the fucking orange juice. Here's the champagne. Make yourself, some fun drinks. And they put like just spoonfuls in there until their fucking orange juice and champagne turned purple. And I'm like, that's a lot. You might want to split that, right? Like,
yeah,
amongst everybody, because like Lizard King don't play. You got a champagne flute that's fucking purple, right? And I'm like, it's gonna fuck you up. Like, you don't want to do that. They're like, it's great. So like 30 minutes into fucking the Lizard King trip, and well, me and my wife only did like a gram each, so we're happy. Like the colors are bright. There's mandalas all over the fucking TV. Everything's great. They get to the first fucking like crazy complex musical freaking number. I think it was where the lady was swinging on the swing and talking about how great she was, and flower vines were going everywhere. And this couple is like, oh, and they're like, oh, they're having literally a spiritual fucking experience watching Encanto and crying. And I'm like, maybe I should feed you something. Like, let's get some food in your system.
It's not gonna help. It's not gonna help. Already too late.
No,
The damage has been done.
I made tapas, and I had like tapas are like little finger foods, So I made like tapas and sushi and a whole bunch of other shit. And so I'm just bringing out plates of shit. Like, here, try this. Here, try this. Here, try this. And they're just like glued to the fucking TV. And they're like holding each other. And then they would look at the TV. And then they would start crying. And they'd look at each other's eyes and be like, I see you. And they look at the TV. And I'm like, So at the end of Encanto, they didn't get up, right? Like at the end of the movie, they didn't get up. We expected everybody to get up and like come in and eat dinner and like talk and bullshit and have a couple of drinks and then like go home, right? Like
you're like, no, put on Moana.
It's a fucking couples date. We're not swingers, right? We're like, it's been 3.5 hours. Come eat some food and go home. No, these motherfuckers are still fucked the fuck up. So we just play Encanto again. Yeah, they're just like, you're like just fucking sitting there, just like totally stood out of their mind. Except now they've taken every blanket in the fucking room and have now made like a freaking nest out of it and turned like cocoon themselves inside of all.
They made a pillow fort in your living room.
Yeah, they made a pillow for the fucking living room, and we're like, you know what? This is great. We're just me and my wife. We love everybody, and we're just really, really happy that we could provide a nice, safe space for them to fucking trip goddamn balls, right? Like, so Encanto finishes the second time, and I'm like, "Are you guys awake or asleep?" They're like, I was like, "You guys, like, if you want to sleep here, it's totally fucking cool, but you guys are in like really awkward positions. Like, I would rather
it's
you."
It's called
like,
a 69, Farrell. That's called a 69.
No, they had scooted maybe like a foot or two away from the sofa and then leaned back against it to where their shoulder blades were just touching and then like leaned over on each other to where their heads were just touching. I was like, you guys are like 40. This is going to fucking hurt tomorrow if you fall asleep like that. Right? Like, I'm
only if they
40.
fall asleep.
Like, yeah. No, they were pretty much out. I was like, you guys want, to stay here. We have the extra bedroom, it's got a queen bed. Just fucking chill here. Like, because I really don't want you driving home when you don't even notice the fucking movie ended. And so they ended up getting real chatty after that and being like, man, I'd never seen Encanto. And that was amazing. I was like, no, you saw it twice. Like it just finished the second time. They didn't realize it finished the second time. But we had a great time. We had an hour or two talk after that. And then I got him an Uber home.
Yeah, get the fuck out.
Yeah,
get out.
But no, like that kind of stuff, I don't mind it, man. If you want to come over, and as long as you're not doing something stupid like, peeing in the fucking corner or trying to hump a freaking bear in the, like a stuffed animal.
You're taking away all the good stuff away.
No fun.
What the fuck?
You have a bear?
Well, a stuffed animal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, like, that kind of stuff, I don't mind it, man. I don't mind it at all. It's never bothered me. It's like, okay, well, just hit replay. Fuck it. Who cares? Like, but yeah.
I'm gonna go watch it right now.
Have you seen Encanto? Encanto is amazing on shrooms, dude. The colors are amazing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just so many shades of gray.
It's a prequel, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's its own standalone show. I want you to, challenge to the fucking audience. Take a slightly more than your usual fucking dose of mushrooms. All right? Not enough that you fucking like go down a hole or anything, but enough that you are hyper aware and watch Encanto for the micro expressions. Okay? Because Encanto,
the slight chubby erections.
No, Encanto was live captured off of people. It wasn't done like it wasn't just computer generated. So like all the facial expressions and stuff from the people are like real. But if you watch it, you can tell like this lady really hates her fucking lines because like she's smiling, but like in between her lines, like micro expressions are like, oh shit, she fucking hated that. Jesus, it's pretty cool. Yeah. Especially the Family Madrigal song. Like if you watch the girl's face.
You've seen this movie way too many times.
I am a fucking toddler.
He's like, you know what? The third song, second verse. If you listen to the fourth word all the way to the 17th, it's the story of my fucking life.
I think I can name all the fucking songs of the goddamn thing. We don't talk about Bruno. Like, I can name all the damn songs. We got the what's the one Under Pressure, where the chick's talking the juggling the freaking mules. Like
Disney, we wouldn't mind a sponsor.
Oh, dude, yeah, Disney. If you want to sponsor our magic mushroom shit, I guarantee you we can make going to Disneyland more enjoyable for everybody by coming up with your own brand of Disney magic chocolates.
I will cross some shit right the fuck now.
Yes. We will make you some Disney magic candies that you can hand out to adults.
In the shape of Mickey Mouse.
Fuck yeah.
Mickey Mouse.
And have some Moana mushrooms.
Make way. Anyway, yeah, no, that was, dude, so kind of goaty side story. That a long time ago, we got lost, right? Like one time, I was a Cab Scout, and we got like really, really lost. And I was brand new, and so they were like, they called me like, so what's your, location right now? I was like, I looked up at the sky, I'm like, I'm underneath the cloud that looks like Mickey. I say again, Mickey, not Minnie Mouse, now. I could probably find a part of my body that still fucking hurts from the goddamn beatdown I got for that shit.
What's your Greek coordinates?
Yeah. Like, I'm underneath the cloud. Looks like Mickey. I say again, Mickey, not Minnie Mouse. Pause. Now. I was being a smart ass. And, oh, Jesus. At the time, our Lieutenant Colonel did not have a sense of humor. He was a very serious individual and did not appreciate that. I thought it was great.
You know what's going to be great? Next week's episode when we do the microdose session. When we're all going to be microdosed for the interview.
Oh, okay, let's do this. I don't like moderate dose.
Yeah. When I say micro, I might mean I meant macro. I might get my vowels mixed up.
You take your jaw, you grab a handful, and start munching.
Nice. This will be great. Jesus Christ, someone's getting pregnant.
We'll start pre-gaming an hour before.
I think I pre-game. I pre-gamed this one good.
Yeah, you're drunk as fuck.
Uh-uh.
Talking like a fucking retarded hillbilly. No one goes full retard, Farrell. No one.
You guys needed to have somebody to explain shit to.
Hold on just a second. I think that this episode needs to be dedicated to people who like to play the stab your finger with a knife game.
You're gonna get me in so much fucking trouble, dude. Don't even know.
Yeah, 5-finger fillet.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
No.
We don't want to go that full.
Now Farrell's gonna drink more. Now Farrell's gonna go drink more.
Jesus
them non-Myco people aren't gonna listen past 20 minutes, dude.
The wife listens to this shit. She loves the fucking podcast. She gonna hear that goddamn shit, and she gonna stab me.
Vanessa, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Yeah. That was fucking shiny.
And just so you know,
you don't need to stab me.
Shiny. He lives in fucking Florida.
Cyril has been very broken up over this whole situation. Just so you know.
Look, I will let her stab me only if it's with a plastic knife.
You don't get a choice, dude. This is a fucking Latina, and not a fucking like bullshit Latina.
Irish.
This is a motherfucker.
Can.
Kill you, fucking Latina. Yeah, you don't get to. No. We should not dedicate it to that. Mulligan.
Scratch that.
We'll take that out in post.
Actually, I bet you $10 Farrell erases this out of the damn podcast. He's so scared right now. He's shitting his pants.
I thought this was going somewhere like we should dedicate this to, like United
people with
Homeless
handicapped
Foundation.
muleys.
Look, all I'm saying is, we've mentioned people with disabilities quite a bit on this episode, so that's all I was saying. Was we should dedicate it to.
You're not helping. You're not helping.
Yeah.
Hey, put some salt on that wound. Put some lemon juice.
What do you mean my job?
What do you guys mean this episode? You guys make fun of mine every episode.
Yours isn't a real handicap. You just can't.
Oh my god! Did you just say that out loud?
Do you know how much better that makes you at hunting? A fucking dude in camo sitting in a fucking tree looks like a dude in camo sitting in a fucking tree because he doesn't blend into anything. He doesn't blend anything. I would trade you just for the fucking anti-insurgency fucking capabilities.
That's true.
And that is why his Crocs are tactical Crocs.
Yeah. I was like, no, yours isn't a fucking disability, son. Yours fucking shit right there is goddamn cheat code for when the fucking commies freaking invade America.
Did everybody give a story?
Red Dawn. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Red Dawn.
Exactly. It's not a cheat code for fucking Red Dawn.
Did everybody give a story? You know we're over an hour and a half now. Did everybody give a story?
You mean the inspirational quote?
Not inspirational with whatever you downloaded off the internet, Trim.
Oh, I'm just checking what I gotta do here. Hey,
wait, did Myco Nutty give a fucking story? I don't know if he needs.
I do not have a story.
Fucking like us. I could say like a fart in a car.
Well, okay, all right. I kind of.
One time, my mom walked in on me or some shit.
Well, I'm trying to think. I mean, the only story that I have, because I have no friends and I didn't do a lot of mushroom stuff in the past. I just smoked a lot of weed. But with mushrooms, I have
a bunch of friends.
Well,
my devil's lettuce you were referring to earlier.
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. All right. Making sure they were the one and the same.
But no, with my family, when I started doing what we're talking about, I started giving my grandfather microdoses, and it started helping with his arthritis, which made me feel amazing. And I was just glad to be able to help and actually help my father too. And like when my sister had pain, I didn't know the correlation between pain, but they all said that it helped. So I'm happy with that. And I guess that'd be my story. Never did any like partying. I mean, I've had like about a gram and a half just hanging out with people, but nothing, like didn't have any group of people that I dosed with, because I don't even know enough people around here personally to do that. It'd be like me and my sister.
Away. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah. That's one of the saddest fucking stories I've heard.
I was going to say, I mean, it was nice and stuff, but that that does not have a place here on this podcast.
I'm sorry. I'm in
I just brought it to a bad place. Sorry about that.
I want to buy you a flashlight.
He's trying to bring this podcast into a good place.
Yeah,
that's not where it belongs.
Way to finish real strong, Nutty.
Yeah. Holy shit. Okay, son, we're going to get together. All of us as a group. We're going to come to the new farm. I'm going to set out some fucking blankets and shit. We're going to do some fucking drugs and stare up at the goddamn Milky Way. Listen to some cool music.
That sounds good.
I hate to tell you guys this.
You come down here, Nutty. You're like an hour away from me.
I
was going to say, I don't think they're that far.
I'm in the same boat as Nutty. I have never done them with other people.
Oh, it's so much fun. Okay.
But it's set and setting. You need to make sure you know these people. Do not do it with strangers. Don't fucking do it with people you hate.
See, I got
people
started.
That you think have stolen from you because the whole time you're there, you're gonna be like, "Oh, that's a nice fucking cloud. I bet you we steal my silverware." Or you know what?
I got started in mycology.
Don't pick people up off the street to get fucked up with, okay?
This is not fucking Pops drinking tea in his fucking lap.
Seriously, though, I got started in mycology the opposite of most people around here, apparently. I started out with gourmets. And then I learned about the psychedelics, and I was like, well, that might work. And then I started, experimenting with them for, like, depression and PTSD and stuff, and they work amazing for that. So that's kind of how I got into the whole. I mean,
we're gonna have
my background is all gourmet, though.
We're going to have a total fucking powwow. We're going to have a total powwow at the fucking house. The new ranch is going to be fucking epic. And we're going to sit around, maybe in a fucking hot tub or some shit, drink a couple of fucking beers, take some goddamn mushrooms, and stare at the fucking Milky Way and laugh our goddamn ass off.
It's going to get so weird in a good way. I love it.
And my only experience with macrodosing is once a year I go out into the woods by myself, and I have a really great time. Just me and nature.
Yeah. I can't fault you, Trim. I mean, there it is, right there. Because you know what? At the end of the day, the most therapeutic shit that I've found. I mean, look, I microdose and stuff, and very frugally macro, but no shit. Solo adventures with nature, dude. I mean, that's the most therapeutic shit fucking ever. I mean, there's laughing, there's crying, there's talking to yourself, there's fucking crazy epiphanies and all sorts of weird shit. And the fucking part about it is there's
talking to trees.
More than one occasion, I've woken up naked.
There's nobody
hell that I get naked.
To
Who hasn't?
Put up a front, or you know what I mean, to have any sort of, because I will say that about when I'm tripping around other people, there is a certain level of like I'm a little bit reserved typically. It's hard to explain, but you know what I mean. I'm holding back a little bit because of I don't know, there's a fear of intimacy, I guess you would call it, because I mean the barriers are broken the fuck down, you know what I mean? But by yourself in the woods, no fucking bullshit. I mean, again, not taking fucking 20 grams and fucking jumping off a cliff or some shit, but a respectable amount, and going out and spending some time alone can be the most fucking therapeutic thing ever, in my opinion. But I second it. I don't
awesome
for that, bro.
It is awesome.
So when is this next week?
No, man. Like, wait till we get the house. I really.
Oh, it's next month.
I love everybody, man. I love you guys, and I guarantee it'll be a good,
love you.
It'll be a good time. It'll be a good time.
Group
fire, yeah. Exactly.
I won't be the guy bailing you out of jail. I'll be the guy in jail with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be right there next to you at the fucking next seat. Or actually, I'm probably going to sit on a shitter because I like to shit when I'm in the holding center because everyone's got to share that same one.
Assert dominance.
You're using as a jail.
Dominance immediately.
When you're shooting light lock eye contact.
Yeah, the first thing I do is I sit on the shitter, I take a dump, and I look at everyone right in the eyes.
Hey, do you guys ever get the urge to shit like right when you start peeking and you go take a shit and then like you realize everything's fucking moving and you become engulfed by the fucking patterns of the tile and the fucking
It's kind of like when you start watching like videos on fucking Facebook videos when you're on a shitter, then you wake up and your legs are fucking asleep and you're fucking banging against the walls and shit.
YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts
work too much.
YouTube Shorts will get you every fucking time. Yeah. It doesn't matter if you're drinking or you're doing
watching a chick doing the same dance over and over.
Oh, I fell asleep with YouTube Shorts on last night. It was horrible. I woke up with the same one playing over and over and over in my room. It was horrible. And then I was too lazy to get up and turn it off.
Oh, so I haven't fried my brain, right? Like a lot of people I know is like I fucking like kill their creativity centers. The reason that we all get along is because none of you have fried your fucking brains. Right? You get a lot of people.
Why would I want to do that?
We get a lot of people these days that don't have freaking imaginations.
Right.
And one of those things, like I love audiobooks, right? And so I listen to audiobooks all the fucking time. And sometimes I fall asleep listening to an audiobook and I forget to put the timer on. And like I'll listen to the book the whole night while I'm asleep.
Yeah, and you're experiencing in your dreams?
Oh, dude. Yeah, I'm fucking living the whole goddamn book in my fucking dreams.
I was listening to a prepper book the other day about that. Oh my god.
Woo. Yeah.
It was
what were you listening to? Which one were you listening to?
Let me look up the name of it. I'll find it for you real quick.
It better not be R.C. Wells or whatever his name was.
I got to pull up my Audible.
No, the guy who he's really kind of become like the guy who wrote the first prepper book, and it was like really crazy, unrealistic. But he was the first person to write fiction based on.
Well, yeah, this one's kind of like a fiction with prepper mixed in. This book, I liked it.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't get me wrong, man. I could talk for days about my audiobook collection. Is just great. Like if somebody, I literally spend more time picking out an audiobook than like just a single audiobook or starting a new series, for example. I spend more time picking out a new series than I did the decision to have another child. Okay.
Okay. This one was the one I listened to was called The Prepper's Road March by Ron Foster.
Okay. Yeah. Who was the narrator for that?
Narrated by Dwayne Sharp.
Oh, he's pretty good. Yeah.
He's like, in a world far, far away.
But no, like I have to like their voice and their cadence and how they talk.
Yeah, it's big on how they read it.
Oh, it's a commitment. Like I'm going to let you into my soul and brain, right? Like my wife was literally our conversation to have our daughter was like, so the boys are grown. Yep. You feel old? Nope. You want to try for a girl?
You want to pump out another fucking knee biter? Yeah.
It was like, yeah, let's try for a girl.
That is like, I think we broke her.
And it was, but like the decision to have another kid was like, like a millisecond, right? Because I love being a dad, man. I freaking love the shit out of it. I do everything with my daughter. As I send you guys pictures in the chat all the time of me making her like, hey, roll out this dough, make this with me. Let's go on adventures. Let's go let's go fishing. Well, I do everything with my kids. And I really, 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 really love it. But it takes me longer to pick out a new series than an audiobook. Because, I'm dedicating many hours of life to that audiobook, whereas it only took me 15 minutes to make my daughter. Okay?
You had time for a smoke. Okay.
Yeah. So, I'm dedicating days of time to the audiobook. But if you ever want a good audiobook, I got you.
Good
All right,
deal.
I'll take one. I like reading my book, so I like the feel, the touch of it in my hand.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm reading Harry Potter for like the 5th time, the whole series.
Oh my god!
I don't get. Oh my god, what?
None. Anything? Did that come out loud? Craig. Was that on my outside voice?
Not say it. Do it.
I read the last one.
No,
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm afraid. Hey, did you see the picture that I made for Harry Potter?
With the little wand?
Yeah.
It was Harry Potter dressed as Leia, Princess Leia, with a fucking magic wand. Like, lightsaber. Oh, God, it pissed off so many people. Because they were doing that whole, there's not enough trans people. And I was like, it's the author can write whatever she wants. She's not owned by the government or a state entity or being. It's her fucking imagination. That's all this shit comes from. If her imagination doesn't include fucking trans people, that's just her imagination, right? Like, anybody can write whatever the fuck they want. It's freedom of goddamn speech. I don't understand why people get so pissed off when somebody's writing a fictional freaking book straight from their goddamn brain or their dreams or whatever, and it doesn't conform to what everybody's idea of is normal. It's fiction. It's going to be fucking different. Then you're normal, right? It's not going to have exactly what you particularly wanted. If you want a book about trans magic people, go find one. It's not...
Or go write one.
Or go write one. For the love of God, go write your own.
My life is basically, if you've ever seen like American Pie and Road Trip, if you combine both of those, it's basically my life, but a little bit like taken down a level.
Did anyone see Euro Trip?
Oh, yeah.
That was a fucking excellent movie.
My life to me seems boring as hell, but the outside people seem to think I'm really interesting. I don't understand it much.
Well, you've got this cadence of speaking that makes you seem really interesting.
It's the monotone.
Has anyone read Green Lights, the Matthew McConaughey book or whatever?
On principle, I do not read Matthew McConaughey.
All I know is they keep.
All right.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't read it without it being in his voice. So that's going to be my life. I listen to audiobooks because I'm doing stuff at the same time.
No, that would be weird. That would be weird listening to his own book with someone else not narrating it. Or him
I'll do that right now.
That'd be fucking weird. Wait a minute. Take a
Need to
look.
get them numbers up, my
It's
friend.
in the book. Reading Rainbow. Sorry. Just got
I can go anywhere.
Oh, shit. Hell yeah. Dude,
come on. I can listen to Morgan Freeman read just about any book, though.
What is it? Marty Ford is fucking reading Rainbow like a motherfucker, bro.
That's Geordi from Star Trek.
No, it is not.
Geordi? Yeah, it is. 100%. I said Marty Forge. It's Geordi. Yeah, I fucked you all up.
Geordi, it's LaForge.
It's LaForge. LaForge.
Where's the fucking...
Not that we're all nerds in here, but yeah.
I'm a nerd. I'll be going out drinking and fucking up the most fucking shit, and the next day I'll be fucking fixing someone's computer. So, just set up a network.
If you want to you guys want to like a really hilarious book series to start, it's really fucking hilarious. So this book series it's Off to Be the Wizard is the book number 1. It's by Scott Meyer, and it's narrated by Luke Daniels. And the premise of the book is that the main protagonist is a hacker who finds a file on an old AT&T server that's just a bunch of numbers, letters, and coordinates, and figures out that it matches every fucking human on the planet, and we're all in a giant simulation. And he can therefore change the integers on there, and then give himself like $1 billion or learn to fly and shit. And the government figures it out, and they come after him, so he decides to go and hide in medieval Europe.
Sounds like the Matrix.
Yeah. So when he goes to try, just changes the dates that he's alive to medieval Europe, he finds out that there's a whole goddamn shitload of geeks that have also figured the shit out and are hiding in medieval Europe and have named themselves wizards. And that's where, like, Merlin and the Knights of the Round Table.
That's fucking awesome. And, at first I was like, this sounds stupid. And now all of a sudden I'm like, this is brilliant.
Yeah,
what the
sounds good.
It is fucking brilliant. It's got amazing, like Luke Daniels is one of my favorite Audible readers in the entire world. And if you don't have an Audible account, I will happily send you the free link that I can send to somebody like who doesn't, because I can send anybody who doesn't have an Audible account one free book. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Ooh.
Send it to me, Farrell. I'm interested in that
one. I'll take a book.
Yeah, it is. It is amazing, and I'll gift you a fucking book too. Like, look, like you for. I'm not going to gift all fucking like thousands of fucking listeners.
Did you know?
You get a book. You get a book.
Right.
Our last podcast got up to I think it was like 258 downloads.
That's down now. That understand that's downloads.
No. I'm not talking downloads for the whole thing. I'm talking the last episode when we brought on Munch. There's 258 downloads for that episode.
That's downloads and like the like button starred, right? That's not listens. In order to figure those, in order to figure those out, you have to go
Buzzsprout.
You have to go to Buzzsprout, and you have to go to each individual thing. Like on Google, what we got for the last episode, we got 1,500 listens and 45 favorites on Google, and then we're in the unfortunately getting really popular really quick, like scarily popular, scarily quick. We're in the around 15,000 plus listens every episode, and those downloads are downloads that people saved the episode or favorited the episode.
Oh shit! So they're like buttons. They're the YouTube like buttons.
Why do I suddenly have stage fright? What's
going on? When I think about it,
I'm about ready to do the helicopter right here in front of y'all. Yes.
Yeah. No, but like when I think about it, I'm like, holy shit! Like, because we keep getting more and more popular, and they keep promoting us because we're now in the top 0.01% of podcasts that started at the same 6-month period that we did. That they keep promoting us because people keep liking and favoriting us and downloading us. Right? Does that make sense? So we fucked the algorithm somehow because we're funny. I don't know. Or just people like listening to us. Yeah, listening to us rant. Well, it's turned out that we're getting 15 to 20K listens per go.
Well, we sure appreciate everybody who's listening.
Thank you very much.
Oh, geez, you guys are awesome.
And if more people will come to our Discord, as soon as I think
you
we're
can talk
around
to
150 people shy, and we're going to be having a giveaway. So.
And the most important part about that, you guys, we have a channel in there. Basically, for you to have questions, if you want me to go through something, you want Farrell, any of us to go through something with you.
I mean, anything. It doesn't even have to be mushroom related. Just come talk to us.
I'll make something up if you want.
I don't play with regular social media like Twitter or Facebook or anything like that. This is my social media, is Discord. I'm on here all the time, talking, texting, chatting, talking to people, sharing pictures, helping people and walking them through stuff. I'm more than happy to talk to you personally. If you text me, I will say hi. It doesn't matter. And if it's during the weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, when I'm at work, it might take me an hour or two to get back to you, but I'm going to get back to each and every one of you. I appreciate you listening to us. All of us do.
Yeah.
It's really cool to be able to touch your life, to be able to be part of your life, that you let us in there, and that it means a lot.
I literally wake up in the morning. Like when I woke up this afternoon, I had 28 questions on Discord. And I answered them all before I got out of bed.
I'm available probably 20 hours of it every day for anybody who wants to talk to me on Discord. I mean, I know you guys don't like me much. I'll tell you anything. I might lie to you, but I'll tell you something.
But we really appreciate each and every one of our listeners. You guys are fan. I don't know how to say You guys kick ass. Like, your support is amazing.
I think thank you was the word you were looking for.
I wish you would stop trolling other podcasts.
Yeah.
As hilarious as that was the other day.
It was not me much.
You're not making us any friends by going on to other people's podcasts and calling them out for things.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Deadpool might have been doing a little trolling, but I was trolling Deadpool.
Dude, that was why would you throw me under the damn bus like that? There's no proof.
But as far as our listeners go, I would prefer that you don't go and troll other people. I prefer that you reach out to them and bring them to our community, right? And be like, listen, this is
we were just having fun though. We weren't being really mean to anybody or anything.
But come to us.
I was being mean.
And
I was being
we're
mean.
not. We're not going to
Sorry.
We're not going to gatekeep anything, and we get some. I personally get some hate mail and hate messages, which maybe I'll read on here one day about when I give like secrets away, because there's Discords that people pay $1,000 a fucking month to be in.
Dude, it's fucking nuts how much some of these people charge for just basic information.
Yeah,
we just give away it like every day.
Gatekeep that shit. They don't want you to fucking know how to do PF Tech right off the bat. Like the whole first hour and 15 minutes of this freaking podcast was just blowing gatekeepers in the fucking face. So, like, it's
blowing them in the face.
All right.
You guys have never pearl necklaced anybody?
Yeah, but I never called them. That's called the money shot where I come from.
Okay, money shotting other people in the face. I don't.
Yeah, no. See, it's called just money shooting.
Okay.
I don't know.
Money shooting your money shot.
Yes, money shots.
Money cannoning. I don't want to be a money cannon. Okay, not a money shot. Money cannon. Like one of those angry cannons, the ones that shoot like the.
You're like a t-shirt cannon, but for cum. That's what you're saying.
One of those big swivel cannons that they have with a fucking tank to shoot the grape shot that takes down the mast. That's me. Yeah, that one right there.
So basically, two kidney stones linked together by some mycelium.
Giant kidney stones. Yes. Giant.
When it goes off, I want to go backwards 5 fucking feet.
Proportional kidney stones.
Oh, shit.
Fucking love you guys. All right, let's say something. I know people aren't tired of listening to us. They'll listen to us banter on for days. You know, I have people say, "Why do you guys cut it off at an hour and a half?" I'm like, because
I
normally
got
we
that a
don't have
lot,
shit
man.
to talk about.
You know, because
and I'm like,
do
you know how hard it is to like stay on topic for an hour and a half? But
how about 10
we get people who are.
Maybe that's the charm that people are experiencing is the fact that it's not super rigid and fucking formatted. You know, we do go off script and go left field and right field and all around field. You know, I mean,
it's like
people are getting to sit in with a conversation of friends, and you know they can be part of it. You know,
they are part of it.
I mean, you got if you have any idea just how hard it is for me to sit here and talk to you guys. As far as my ADD and fucking me not sitting here playing drums and playing a fucking banjo in my fucking feet or something. It's like I have myself with a seatbelt in my fucking chair to keep me from getting up and doing
Just
shit.
pay attention to the first 30 minutes of the show where he yeeted the fuck out. Right? There you go.
I swear to God, it's like a requirement to grow mushrooms to be ADHD. It's like 90% of the growers have it.
Attention to detail. Teamwork is the key.
Well, it's a manifestation of the hyper-focused moments, you know? It's like
I was telling Feral about my computer with four monitors, and he's like, "Why would you need that many?" I said, "Dude, I need them all. I could use a few more, actually."
Yeah, I plan on having 3 for the lab cast. I'm gonna have one that I can see what I'm doing. Then you want to have one for people that are too scared to talk, but they want to text you questions on one side.
There you go.
You got the one with the camera view. So you can always change it with a sound bar.
See, all my monitors are inside of my head. I don't have to have the monitors outside. All of them are playing different things. Or like when I'm talking, there's like there's like parts of me that are looking up the information in my head and bringing it to me. Like
accessing.
It's like, yeah, it's like there's this giant library in my head. Imagine you're in front of a million TV screens, and that they're all like parts of a complex eye, like a mantis shrimp eye or something. And the pupil is the dark spot, whatever I'm focused on, and all the other stuff is outside the peripheral. And my brain works like all the TVs are playing something, and some of them are playing stuff that a problem I picked up in 1992, and they're just playing that problem over and over and over again until I pick up the right amount of information from reading something where it all clicks and goes, ha, and spits out a freaking DVD or something like, here, problem solved. And, it works like that. Well, if we're talking and stuff like that, a couple of those TVs can go and pick up information from my memory, bring it forward, and I could literally read it off the fucking screen word for word. Which is what happened last episode, and everybody was like, oh, it's so sciencey. I'm like, science.
You should have edited that shit. You're just reading. You needed to be like, oh yeah, and fucking Cubans or something.
I pull my science right out of my
name is Farrell. Here is this that I'm reading right now. It is beautiful.
I pull all my science right out of my ass.
I had a Word document open on my computer with like how to pronounce the stuff. Like some of
you mean kind of like Trim at the end when he's trying to read off his motivational quote.
Dude, I look up. I literally look up one thing per episode. You give me shit about. I can stand toe to toe with the science broadcast, but I look up one inspirational quote, and I'm an asshole. That's the other.
Everybody's done great this episode.
You're an asshole for other reasons. No one said you're an asshole because you look up quotes.
I'm going to go ahead and say this is probably the best fucking episode we've done so far. It's been great.
Oh, hey, real quick, guys, guess what? I have a little update. I was kind of sleeping on it, but I'm pretty excited. I am my flow hood that I purchased will be here in 4 days.
What'd you get?
Ooh, that's awesome. Clap.
Hey, What'd you get?
It's only been like 3 years in a fucking still air box, but So I just got it's a China shit that came from eBay. It's a little 24 by 24 by like 30 inches tall of workspace.
It's got a box fan pushing it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a vertical. Yeah. It's a vertical unit. And I just was like, it's tax season, all that shit, and I was like, you know what?
It has Willie Michael stickers on it.
Oh, what I was gonna, dude. I'm saving. Hold on, whoa! I'm saving the FAFO because that's the biggest fuck around and find out that I've fucking done in the last year is purchase a fucking China flow hood. I'm gonna fuck around and find out with that motherfucker. We're gonna find out.
Hell yeah!
I'm gonna fucking open up some plates, put it on that bitch. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they don't fucking, tam out and shit. We'll see.
It'll be fine.
But no, I was pricing out the DIY Feral Tech flow hood, and with where the price is at for the fucking the floor fan and shit, I was like, man, I was gonna do it with wood, and I already talked to my buddy who's got a woodwork shop in his garage. I was gonna do the whole nine. I was gonna stain shit, seal it, make it look all fucking clutch. Maybe do some etching into it or whatever, or wood burning into it, the logo or whatever. But I was just like, it's a whole fuckload of work, and like, I've been having, dude, my success rate with bags is hit or miss, and I can't really do bags I can't do them in my still air box because I end up fucking
small
hitting the top.
Yeah, I don't have the vertical room for it. I've done well with where I've like cut the bags like 4 inches above the filter patch, and it's still fucking wonky. So
you should have just made one with PVC, which is like a tarp, and then it can be as tall as you fucking want. As long as your shit is down low, you just clean it.
Did I show you guys my new still air box I built, by the way?
Your sandblast unit?
The one that
everybody thinks it's a wooden still bio box.
No, it looks fucking sweet as fuck.
Yeah, dude, that thing is fucking awesome.
It's fucking nicely steamed.
But
well, Shiny, we're gonna have a birthday fucking party for your goddamn shit. Like,
dude, let's do it. I'll fucking, dude, I'll do fucking, I'll do an.
I'm sending you some slaps right now.
Oh, dude, I got. Yes, send some more. I got the 3 for the FAFOCult, the really cool fucking Darth Maul, fucking Emperor, fucking dude. Not for nothing.
Yeah,
that should be
fair.
Be the logo, because that looks like a fucking cult leader if I've ever seen one.
Yeah,
I don't even.
That's Jim Jones, man.
I don't even have that one. What the fuck? What's going on here?
Hey, you get your sticker?
Ridiculousness.
No.
There better not be stickers I don't have.
Hold on.
I'm gonna be
and it's shiny trim.
He's talking about the
sticker too.
He's talking about the
Why get further away from your microphone? What are you doing? Where are you going?
Oh, man. He's talking about the FAFO sticker.
It's got the Chaluthu fucking.
Oh, it looks like he's got a halo over its head.
It's got that one. I got the one with the fucking. It's got like the red cape on and the fucking really cool cap, and it's like all Darth Maul and the Emperor had a baby.
About the death cap. That's the one for people that survived the interviews with us.
Yeah, that thing's fucking gnarly. I haven't done an interview, so I guess I'm gonna have to.
You don't get shit, dude. You don't get shit.
I already got
the
it.
death cap
It's my balls, and my balls are super clean with the feral soap. Just so you know.
Yeah, you've already told us about your balls like 3 times. It's getting kind of obscene now.
The death cap, the death cap FAFO one is the official FAFO. So,
cool. That's gonna go on the fucking.
It is. It's badass though.
Wait, you got one of my? You have one of my stickers?
Who?
My face sticker.
Yeah, you sent me one a long time ago, and it's on my spore print box because it's got the spiral of spore prints around the Guy Fawkes face.
Nice.
I put that one. I put the death cap one that he's talking about in the FAFO pregame, so that you could see it.
Yeah, that one needs to go to a different episode.
Yeah, but no, seriously, Deadpool, when you send out that package to me, put a new one of those faces of the Guy Fawkes mask in there.
I just put it on your slip.
You put it on my slit, you dirty fucking rascal, you.
You know how I am. Don't worry, I licked it first.
It was pre-wetted.
Yeah. Now it's moist.
You guys.
All right, gentlemen.
Oh, 2.5 hours.
So nobody's going to complain.
I don't give a shit. Yeah. I can talk shit all day long.
This has been a really fun podcast, guys. It really has been. So, all right. Who has something positive to say? Let's, as usual, start with Deadpool.
Oh, something positive. Do we want to be a smartass today? No. How about this? If you think you're too small to make a difference, try sleeping with a midget.
Excellent, dude.
That's
what?
Undeniable. That's based. That's good shit.
See, that was even motivational. I tried. I pulled that one from deep down.
Of course, but kind of shallow. She can't really get that deep.
Well, that's me.
All right, Michael Nutty, what do you got?
Oh shit! For tonight, I guess I'd just say everything's temporary. You never know what's coming next. You gotta look on the bright side.
Beautiful.
I want it with the accent, dude. Say that again with the accent.
Yeah. Shiny, what do you got, buddy?
Hey, all right. So, I want to say, for all you beautiful people out there, I love you from the bottom of my heart. So just know that you're loved. Secondly, if you find yourself in this situation where you're dealing with regrets or you're worried about things to come, stop looking behind you. You just came from there. Quit looking ahead of you so much. You don't need to do that because that future is not guaranteed. Stop moving and look down. Where are you? Then look up. You are right now. Focus on that, because that's what you're guaranteed. The future's not guaranteed, and the past already been. Much lovin's. Shiny out.
What the fuck was that?
I got dizzy.
How long have you been working on that?
I tried it. I got dizzy.
No. Dude, that was totally out of my ass because I was literally going to read the 4 agreements. And then I was like, no, I don't want to.
But then you're like, you know what? Trim might have downloaded that already. We don't know.
I didn't want to pull it through. I was like, no, I'll just fucking. Anyway, love you all, peoples. Be good to yourselves. And, yeah, look at where you're at, because that's where you are. And make moves if you need to. Remember.
All right, Trim. What do you got, buddy?
Well, since I'm guilty of looking them up, I'm going to have to make one up out of my ass tonight. Let's boot this fucker. Let me see. How about this? It's going to go right along with Miko's. Life is what happens while you're making other plans. So make sure you enjoy what you have today.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That was sexy.
That was.
I might actually fuck that quote.
With or without.
That's a good one. That one needs to be on a shirt too. Jesus. So coming from me is that we're all just specks of DNA and proteins floating through space. Like, there's no difference between you and your neighbor. They might be an NPC. You don't fucking know until you talk to them. But everybody has a story. The story might be stupid and boring, but you can probably make it better with mushrooms. As always, we love our listeners. We absolutely freaking love you. We cherish you. We appreciate you. And we love when you interact with us, whether it is on our Discord, through our email, the FAFOcult@gmail.com, whether you buy something from us at our FAFOcult@etsy.com.
It's all cash,
whether
by
you
the way. That's why I can't find it.
Whether you send us money for our pure and unadulterated debauchery through our Cash App, which is $FAFOCult,
Sniffity
or
sniff
you
sniff.
send us money on our Venmo, which is at FAFOCult. If you are looking for, if you're looking for high quality grains and you don't want to do it yourself, or you're looking for high quality substrate and don't want to do it yourself, you can always hit up Deadpool on our Discord, and he will hook you up.
I even taught you how I was going to do it today.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. Walk you through it, and it'll be really good, high quality shit. Please talk to us. I'm not begging you. I'm basically imploring you. We appreciate you. And as always, give me a few minutes, and this will be live. And come and see us in the Discord. The Discord is going to be FAFOCult. It is one word. And the link to our Discord will be included in the show notes. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you. And good night.
Much love, everybody.